It's time for
Welcome on into Cesar Chavez High School, home of the champions, hosting the Saguaro SaberCats. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education. Welcome on in to the broadcast tonight here on CW7 Arizona. Loaded pregame show for you today as we get set for this matchup. Coming up soon, we've got some dancing. We've got a recap of this morning's show from the Arizona Daily Mix, the pep rally here at Cesar Chavez High School. We'll have the broadcasters of today's game, Devin Henry and Cody Cameron, joining the booth as well. Some great stories and more coming up. A special story behind the tunnel you see there on your screen as well. But bringing on in Lexi Lambert, our sideline reporter for tonight, and you were there this morning. The pep rally was popping on the Arizona Daily Mix. How was it?
It really was. It was amazing, electric. We had the drum line, we had all the fall sports, everything, and I made a little recap. Should we check it out?
Let's see it.
The champion!
That we're extremely physical and disciplined football team. That's what we live on, extreme toughness, and we want to see that tonight.
I don't want us to shy away from any competition, believe in ourselves.
Bring that blackout gear, bring everything you can. Bring a voice, because you might lose it later.
Let's go, champs!
I mean, Lexi, look at that. That was so much fun. I know you guys were having the time of your lives out there this morning.
Yeah, we really were. And as you also saw there were some dancers there. You saw the Army, their mascot, everything. It really was a blast.
You know, I was really blown away by the dancers. We'll try to get them on during this pregame show. But as we get ready to step aside, Devin Henry on the call tonight alongside Cody Cameron. They'll be joining me next. We'll have stories throughout the pregame show as well. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown right here on CW7 Arizona. Welcome back to the High School Football Showdown pregame show presented by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. We fight to get what you deserve. Here we are at Cesar Chavez High School. Great game between the Saguaro SaberCats and the Cesar Chavez champions. Joining me now here on the field, Devin Henry and Cody Cameron on the call tonight. Guys, this game, you have been getting ready for it all week long. Both teams, you know, different paths to get here so far this season. But what have you seen so far? Cody, we'll start with you.
Well, it's another 6A matchup that is amazing. And first of all, when you look at these two teams, right, Devin, they are 1-2 each. But when I look at the SaberCats, they really could be 3-0. I mean, I look at the way that they have played these first three games at Desert Mountain, the game against Chaparral, which is always a big rivalry game, and then at South Point. Devin, that Desert Mountain and South Point game, the SaberCats could have won those football games. You know, we're going to talk a lot about that on this broadcast about finishing, but this is a very good Saguaro football team.
Yeah, Devin, you take a look at that schedule. We all talked to Darius Kelly this week, and he really did feel like this team should be 3-0 if they hadn't shot themselves in the foot a little bit. Now you look at the champions. Year 2 under Chandler Hovick, really turning things around, playing in a tough region as they get set for region play here soon. Looking at their schedule, what stands out to you? Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties there, but you take a look at the schedule on Cesar Chavez, and they've played some tough games. Queen Creek last week is a tough one as well, but this game means a lot for both teams. Cody, what are you looking forward to?
This is what I like about playing Queen Creek last week. That physicality that the Bulldogs have, I think Chavez on that front 7, Jordan, they matched that. They matched that really well. And that defensive line, they got after the Bulldogs a little bit. So, yeah, they didn't win the football game, but it prepares them for games like this. Talking to Mari Bell, their superstar defensive lineman before this game, he is ready to get after it.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me down here on the field. We'll see you on the call. We're about 20 minutes away from kickoff right here on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Well, it's only fitting it's Hispanic Heritage Month. That right there, dancing is the Folklorico dancers getting it done here at Cesar Chavez High School as the champions get set to take on the Saguaro SaberCats. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. We fight to get what you deserve here on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown pregame show. As we get to know these teams coming into this game, there's lots of different storylines on both sides. But starting over at Cesar Chavez, their quarterback is a guy you're going to get to know a lot about tonight, Emmanuel Hernandez. But football means just a little bit more to him this year. Last year on September 4th, his father, Miguel, passed away. But since then, it's been the brotherhood of this Champions program that has kept him pushing forward to honor his father's legacy. Here's more.
When I lost my dad, I didn't really feel like I had anybody. So when I come out here to play practice, play games with them, they form a bond with them, and it just feels great. I just keep going just for him. He always wanted me to play, so I just try to keep it going just for him. It just shaped me into a better person, just having the guys around me, this brotherhood that we have. It just turns me into a better person, more giving, more thankful. Yeah, I'd say I've grew with God more, stuff like that.
Yeah, really touching stuff there, and he wants to honor his father's legacy. If you see him score tonight, he will call to the sky for his father. His goal this year, 2,000 passing yards, and he says he's a pocket passer, but wants to find the end zone on the ground a few times as well, so keep an eye out for that. Now, over with the Saguaro SaberCats, it's year 2 of the Darius Kelly era, and he's put together quite the coaching staff. We know this program as one that wins state titles nearly every year. It's been a down couple years for the SaberCats, but they have reloaded with players and on the coaching staff. Lots of coaches that have coached at the highest ranks at the high school, college, professional level, and guys who played in the NFL as well. So here's more on the SaberCats coaching staff this year.
Hire people first and having good guys around me that care about the game, care about the kids, and can teach. You got to have teachers around at all times. And being around these guys that, been around the game for a long time, it's pretty awesome.
Part of the reason that really drew me here was Coach Kelly. All right, good Syracuse guy, right? I liked his energy, not only the football piece of what he's training guys, his players, but also just character, integrity, life. The things are going to help them not only be good football players, but also be good citizens.
Working with guys like DK, Coach Potter, Coach Rubin, who have been here, Coach Mazzoni, who has a great track record, Coach Sean, who played professionally as well, Coach Tim played professionally as well, Butch Jones, who's been a legendary coach. So definitely take every day, don't take any day for granted.
Football
you know, is a thing. And I think sometimes we get lost where I was like, you can kind of see the impact you can kind of have on the next generation of players. So it's funny because Noel probably called me a couple months ago and said he needed a coach. So as soon as he called me, I was like, all right, coach, I'll be there.
This isn't a normal high school opportunity, and not to pat ourselves on the back, but that's just, you know, being realistic. You got guys that have coached or played for, you know, 10, 20, 30 years.
You start to realize, like, people are in different seasons, and the other component of that is perspective. If we can kind of come together collectively to figure out what's the best plan for the kids, I think we'll be where we need to be. So the kids make it fun, so I was like, I'm very appreciative of them and them buying into what we're saying.
You know, like they said, these players are very fortunate to have a coaching staff like that. None of them had coaches that had played or coached at the highest levels when they were in high school, but they still got there, and they're looking to pass that knowledge on to the current SaberCats. Lexi Lambert is here with us, and coming out of break, we were seeing the folklorico dancers down here on the field, Lexi.
Yes, that's what you guys saw earlier, was these lovely ladies, and there was a gentleman dancing. And what makes your guys' club so unique? Because you guys are a club here at school.
So we really like to go into our culture. We like to celebrate it. Honestly, we just really want to show off our culture.
And you guys are wearing these amazing costumes, outfits. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, so these ones they're called Jalisco outfits, and they're mostly like with the ribbon, all of the different colors. So yeah, we really like to be like show off our colors. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And then you guys were doing, you were explaining to me this morning, some tap dancing moves. Is that what's incorporated in folklorico?
Yeah, so we do tap dancing basically, and then like skirt movement.
That's awesome. Okay, and you guys do performances. You don't compete yet. Where do you guys perform?
We perform here. We get invited to schools if they want us to. Mostly just schools, honestly, yeah.
Okay, one more question. Can you show me a dance move that I can attempt?
You can go.
Okay, I don't have a skirt. Oh. You see this, Jordan? Checking it out. Back to you, Jordan.
Lexi, that's so much fun, so much exciting here, and honestly, I don't think I can make those moves as well. Coming up after the break, you see the tunnel. It's brand new here at Cesar Chavez High School. We talked to the parents who donated it. We're getting closer to kickoff here for the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown. The High School Football Showdown pregame show is presented by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. We fight to get what you deserve. And you see the beautiful helmet tunnel there for Chavez. And when you come out to high school football games around the valley, you know, we take it for granted that every team has a tunnel to run out of. But this year, it's the first year that Chavez has it because Curtis and Velen Johnson, who have players on the team, donated it. So thanks for joining me, but what was it like to come up with this, and how did it happen? How did you guys get a tunnel for this team?
It was amazing. Like you mentioned, high school sports is kind of a spectacle these days between the folklorico dancers, fireworks, post-game, pre-game, and after touchdowns. We wanted to kind of replicate that same type of energy here at Chavez. So I was having a discussion with my wife, and we said, let's do something amazing for the team. Talked to Coach Hovick about it and asked for what his thoughts were about a tunnel, and he was all for it. So we went back with some sketches as far as what we were looking at, and we delivered. So.
And you have two kids in this program, you know, Miles on JV, Curdy, who plays a big role on varsity. What's the feedback been from them and from other players on this team?
They're really excited, and they're just, I mean, ecstatic to be on the team. And the upcoming JV, they are, you know, basically just excited. Everyone was excited. I was excited. We have a video. It touched my heart, and it truly came from our heart when we gave it to them. Everyone was happy about it.
What did it take to get this done? Was it difficult to find a manufacturer, the cost? Like, what did it take to actually make this happen?
I'm a terrible shopper, so I always leave that stuff up to my wife. So as soon as Coach Hovick gave her the green light, she was all in. So probably within about an hour, she had narrowed it down to like 2 different companies, got quotes, put everything together, worked out the arrangement to where they could deliver before our first game. The team knew nothing about it, so it was all a surprise. So when Coach Hovick brought the kids around the corner, and you saw their eyes bright-eyed and just excited to run through the tunnel, and they've never had anything like that before, it was amazing. It was amazing. So
I'm a terrible shopper too, so now I know who to call if I need help with shopping, right?
To be like before the first game in a matter of a week, and I was excited. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a little puppy size, but it's actually really big compared to other ones that we've seen.
Have you guys run through the tunnel at all? Did you get to walk through, run through it at all?
I walk through. I don't want to accidentally fall, and then my kids make fun.
I've been on the receiving end being hit trying to film in front of us before. It's not fun to be embarrassed like that.
I actually walk through it too, so it's fun. It's always fun. And we have the flags too, so the kids are going to run out, and everyone's just excited. It brings a whole other level to the team.
Well, thanks so much for making this happen for these guys. I know they're appreciative, and we're excited to see them run out of the tunnel as kickoff is right around the corner. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, Lexi Lambert catches up with the coaches, Chandler Hovick and Darius Kelly. That's all coming up after the break.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Sweet James. We fight to get what you deserve. The U.S. Army, be all you can be. And Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk. They hear you.
I am down here on the field with Coach Hovick from Chavez and Coach Kelly from Saguaro. Okay, coaches, we are heading, this is week 4. What have we been looking at from the past weeks, and what are we changing going into this game?
Me first. Man, just a lot of things, just taking care of the little things, man. We've been turning the ball over a lot, tremendously. And I think our guys, just the moment's been a little bit too big for them. And I think this week, that is what we focused on the most. And I think tonight we're going to respond, man. I'm excited for what they do because they put in a lot of hard work, not just these past 4 weeks, but since November. I'm just excited for them to put it all on it's a TV game. I mean, it's a Thursday afternoon. I mean, what a better place for them to show the talent. So I'm excited for them.
Exactly. Okay, Coach, now for you, what have you guys been looking forward to this week?
Yeah, these first couple of weeks, we've been playing some sloppy football, so we're excited to get back to it, try to clean some things up. I think our effort has been there. Our guys have been playing extremely hard, but now we just got to put 4 quarters of football together.
Glad to have you inside the Santan 4 broadcast booth. Devin Henry alongside Cody Cameron here at Cesar Chavez High School in Laveen, Arizona. No better backdrop here, Cody, than I've seen in a very long time. You have South Mountain over here. We got a beautiful scenic of downtown Phoenix over here, and like Spurs just talked about, the gorgeous brand new tunnel. It smells like a bouncy house down there. You still smell the perfect plastic on there. Wonderful setup tonight for our Fiesta Bowl High School Showdown.
Yeah, it's a perfect setup for a 6A clash of 2 teams that are really talented. And I love what Coach Darius Kelly and Chandler Hovick said down there, right? It goes, hey, we are excited to get after it. And both teams know they have to play better too, but they're excited for the opportunity to show out here on this Thursday night.
How about this one? The first times this year, the champions ready to run out of the tunnel here. They got the Fiesta Bowl mascot, the Arizona flag, the American flag, everything ready to go. These are 2 teams with a lot of expectations coming into this year, Cody, and really it's been a bit of a slow start for these guys.
It is, and I think it's the excitement around both of them to showcase, hey, we could be a 2-1, 3-0 team heading in this, but like both coaches have talked about, they have to finish tonight. You talk about the atmosphere. This place is lit up on fire right now, man. I am so excited for tonight.
A few games to look at here, move forward here, Cody, as well. So the champions make their way out here onto the football field.
Look at that, man.
Spurs down there on the field. We got some games coming up as well here that we're excited for tomorrow night.
Excited to hear you guys on the call. Devin and Cody, it's going to be a great time out here tonight. The champions on the field. But like you mentioned, there are other games to watch this week all around Arizona as we take a look. Desert Vista at ALA Gilbert North, Canyon del Oro at Marana, and then Crisman at Valley Christian. We're going to have Valley Christian on the broadcast next week. Excited to see what they put on tape moving into that game. Cody, I know that's a team you've been very excited to follow this season.
Yeah, I love that Crisman at Valley Christian game. Reason being, that Valley Christian team right now is undefeated, and that is a team that we will broadcast next week when they travel down to Queen Creek to play Ben Franklin. And then Crisman. When you look at 3A teams, Crisman has played one of the toughest schedules in the entire state. Coach Scott Hare, first-year head coach there, but he is not new to the state of Arizona, and he's not new to beating teams that on paper they're not supposed to beat. So I love highlighting that Crisman at Valley Christian game, and then, of course, you have those other teams' games there. It's another week of great Arizona high school football, Devin.
Oh, yeah. Devin and Cody coming up next. Thanks, guys, for joining me here on the pregame show. Lots to get to. We'll have action from across the state, other Thursday night games, some highlights across flag football as their season kicked off this season. Matchups all over the valley and across the state. up north. You can see the champions getting set. Second season for both coaches, looking to make a statement here in Laveen, Arizona. We've got the backdrop, we've got the action, and this is the game that you are not going to want to miss. Grab your drinks, grab your popcorn, all the action coming up right around the corner, right here on the Thursday Night High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth sports and education. A set of two dynasties under construction. One looks to restore their place atop the food chain like the 14-time titleists they are. The other battling to set the foundation, becoming champions. Chavez made. Welcome to Laveen, Arizona. To bounce back Thursday night, the champions of Cesar Chavez entertain the SaberCats of Saguaro. Glad to have you in the Santam 4 broadcast booth. Devin Henry alongside Cody Cameron as we get ready for a pair of 1 and 2 teams. Big expectations, slow starts. Who are the guys you're looking at here tonight, though, Cody?
When I look at Saguaro's offense, Devin, it is an explosive offense led by senior quarterback Marcel Jones. But on the outside, it's Saguaro football. They have skilled players everywhere that are studs. Oliver Gibson's one of those receivers, and he is an explosive player. 283 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns within the first 3 weeks of this Saguaro offense. Watch him go. They line him up everywhere in that receiving core, Devin.
Coin toss going on. The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown. Coin toss brought to you by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be.
Moving on to Chavez. We just talked about Oliver Gibson at Saguaro here, but moving on to Chavez, defensive lineman Amari Bell. Devin, check this out. This is a New Mexico State commit. He's a senior defensive lineman for Chavez, and you know what he told me in the pregame? He said, Cody, I only have, a couple sacks here, but granted, Devin, he's got 10 quarterback hurries, but this is what this kid told me. He said, I'm disappointed in myself because I wanted 5 sacks already here. This kid is a monster. Them playing Quinn Creek last week, and the Bulldogs have a very powerful offensive line. Amari Bell was a superstar, splitting double teams, showing that violence off the snap. He's a New Mexico State commit, and New Mexico State's defensive line coach is here present tonight watching him play in person. That is special for everybody.
And this defense will need to step up, but what's your other keys to the game tonight, Cody?
We got a lot of them. This is one of my favorite segments in the entire broadcast. I can't lie to you, Devin. When we look at these keys to the game for Saguaro, play in attack mode defensively. This is a defense that their defensive line has also played really well. Limit the big plays in the secondary. I think in the first 3 weeks, head coach Darius Kelly said, hey, we got to stop teams, and that starts in the secondary here, limiting those big plays. Finish the game strong. We've said it multiple times. The SaberCats could be 3-0 heading into this game, Devin. They must finish in the fourth quarter. When you look at that Chavez team, they want to run efficiently on first and second down. Head coach Chandler Hovick really wants to start getting that going. Spy Marcel Jones. Marcel Jones is one of the quickest and most athletic dual-threat quarterbacks in the state, so spy him. And then front seven gap integrity. Chandler Hovick has said we have to stop the run game, put them in third and long situations. Those are the keys to this football game. I'm excited for this one, Devin.
The junior Ivan Salgado said to tee things up for the Saguaro SaberCats. On the other end, Antoine Tarleton, alongside Ronald Brassfield, set to welcome it. Excited to have you here tonight in the Santam 4 broadcast booth for the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. It is showtime in Laveen. A whistle here before this ball even drops here, Cody.
That's always exciting.
We're going to do this over again.
Hopefully not a prelude for things to come here.
We got a flag here on the Chavez side of things. This does not entertain Chavez very well. The first snap of the game last week for Chavez was a false start. They're getting deja vu here from 1 week ago against Queen Creek.
Or what you're saying is maybe we're the bad lucks for watching that game. I don't know what to say.
But we got prepped somehow, Cody.
Yeah, that's true. But atmosphere-wise, I know you touched on it, Devin. This is one of the most beautiful high school football stadiums in the entire state. I love coming up here and watching it. Like you said, you have the South Mountains over. And then how about that shot of downtown Phoenix looking just northwest of us in that stadium. And going back to that kick, I don't believe there's any type of penalty or anything on that. I think they're just getting I don't know if the officials
Well, you
were
see,
ready
here's
to
the
go.
thing. They wanted you to make sure they got all your keys in.
That's
okay?
true. They're looking out for me. They're looking out for Jen in the truck. I love that.
Hey, let's turn the lights back on again. Salgado booing it away. Line drive, curls right, and goes into the midst here. Talton has to find a way to scoop it in. Able to find his way beyond the 25-yard line. And now, Cesar Chavez gets to bring out their offense. Tonight's starting lineups in tonight's game is brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country. Offense been trying to work here for Cesar Chavez. Manuel Hernandez at the helm of the offense. Ferris Jenkins, the bell cow, yet to score a touchdown tonight. Hey, how about this, Cody? We got an H-back in the game tonight. Mason Penrod, Tyvis Spencer, great athlete, alongside Antoine Talton, Thomas Yonder, starting receiving core. And then we got Josiah Gandy, Kingston Morrow, Emmanuel Galindo, Jai Gandhi, and Ricardo Alvarez, your Chavez starting offense.
And one of those names to watch, Mason Penrod. Usually we would be talking about him being QB1 for this team. He came to Chandler Hovick 2 weeks ago and said, Coach, I feel like I can help the team in other ways. And Coach Hovick said that spoke so much to the junior athlete and to him, meaning how many times do you hear a quarterback go, hey, I'm only going to play quarterback on this team? You hear it all the time, right? It's kind of a sense of pride. He said, I realize my talents could be elsewhere. And guess what? He's been one of their top skilled players the last 2 weeks. Coach Hovick had so many good things to say about Mason Penrod.
He's someone as a quarterback who is not afraid of contact and no longer is either as an H-back either. He lines up on the right side of the offensive line here. Ferris Jenkins on the left side here gets the call, finds a corner, gets a good block, and is able to bring this ball forward about 7 yards.
Okay, how about that first key? Run efficiently on first and second down. Chandler Hovick listening up here right now. That's a great first down run by Jenkins.
And these are two dudes who talked about a lot to me, Cody. Clay Watkins, Braden Strom, your starting defensive ends. Tyler McCray, Tyler King, the defensive tackles. Cam McMurray, Mason Bronson, Shane Wiseman, Kyle Stone, Delano Seguin, Tristan Armstrong, Elijah Jackson, your starting defense for the SaberCats. Again in the run game here, but absolutely nowhere to go. Maybe a loss of one here. One of the first SaberCats getting in there was Seguin. And Tristan Armstrong, we have three different starters tonight, both teams combined, playing both ways. Armstrong is another guy that you're going to watch a lot tonight, Cody.
Heck, Armstrong was a receiver the last couple of years, and he still plays a little wideout, who was picking up Division I offers, quite a few of them his sophomore and junior year, makes that transition into the secondary, becomes one of those, there's only a few of them, one of those few true two-way players at the 6'8" level here in the state of Arizona.
Chavez dealing with third down here, 4 yards to go on their own 31-yard line against a stout Saguaro defense. Drop back, quick dump, and knocked down just at the line of scrimmage, and that's Tristan Armstrong right there. Someone who's really took on a role on defense, more of an offensive guy, but boy, he stepped up this year for head coach Darius Kelly.
Yeah, comes absolutely flying from that safety position. That's just read and react, and reading the quarterback's eyes, and then shooting an alleyway right at Jenkins' feet, securing the tackle. Back-to-back, big plays for tackles for loss for the senior, Tristan Armstrong.
And we call him a two-way player. He's a three-way player. He'll be out here to receive this punt as well. He's a guy who does not like coming off the field. There's a handful of them on both sides tonight. Ball booted away there. Takes a skip into the hands of Armstrong. Fumbled it up almost a little bit there and is able to bring this ball up into the 47-yard line. Well, how about let's look here at the starting offense here for the Saguaro SaberCats. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country. You talked about him already. Marcel Jones going to be big one. Nico Cortopio going to be the running back tonight. Jadon Wiseman, Oliver Gibson, Lane Mignault, and Tristan Armstrong, your receivers. Lane McKenzie and Johnny Sua, your left tackle and left guard. Jack Moog, your center tonight. Oliver Eder, the right guard. Chris Sibanich, your right tackle tonight for the SaberCats.
Yeah, no Ty Strozier, who's usually RB1 for Saguaro. And got banged up last week in their game at South Point. But they like what they have at the skill position. I mean, they have a couple kids who are Division I football players or Division I commits in that receiving corps. So when you look at getting players the ball in space, the Saguaro SaberCats still have plenty of them, Devin.
And Coach Kelly, a big fan of Nikolai Procopio because he's a rugby guy. He brings in that physical rugby mentality and brings it here into the running back position. Two very physical runners here on both sides of this football here for Cesar Chavez and Saguaro. Jones will go straight to Procopio here on the first snap of the ball game, trying to find that edge. Got tripped up quickly, though, by Tyus Graves, top defensive player here on this Champions team.
Yeah, that front seven for Chavez is going to come up big because Saguaro's going to want to do a lot of read option move with Marcel Jones. And the running back style now, right, which is so north to south. You mentioned that rugby style. Those are some tough kids. That front seven, especially those 4 guys right there, that defensive lineman, they need monster games for Chavez.
There's your Sanderson Ford starting defense. Procopio again gets it on the ground, finds the edge this time on the right side, breaks away out of 2 tackles. Finally gets pushed out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Damage was done, though, and Procopio is bringing the SaberCat offense on his back.
Yeah, 6'3", 225. He gets to the second level and continues to run his feet through contact. He might be the player to watch here in this football game if he gets going.
The senior listed as a tight end and defensive end, taking everything here in the backfield. Did not see him in the second half of the last game against South Point Catholic. Dumped off to Procopio. He's been used on every single touch so far this ball game. He'll bring the SaberCats about another 6 here.
And motioning him outside to the field space there, Devin, what does it do? It just kind of spreads out the Chavez defense. And that's going to create more running lanes if Marcel Jones wants to tuck that football in and go. But spreading out that defense, it creates more one-on-one opportunity for their guys outside.
New set downs. 2nd and 5 here on the 20-yard line of the champions. Procopio gets the call again. Has running room in front of him, cuts back center, diving for the end zone. He'll come up just short. But how about Procopio putting this team on his back to kick things off?
Yeah, great steal block by Johnny Sua. Tackle 6'2", 305. Procopio reading his eyes. One cut right there and gets inside the 5. He is running right through all these would-be armed tackles from this Chavez defense. That's not going to get it done tonight.
Goal from the 2-yard.
Some lightning in the background. Procopio's been bringing the thunder. Tripped up here, though, and brought down just short of the goal line. First time that we see a team in the red zone tonight. Our red zone sponsor tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. 2nd down on the 1-yard line. Procopio still in the backfield with Jones. They'll give it to him. Taking the SaberCats all the way down the field is Nick Procopio from start to finish for the SaberCats.
I believe that was 6 plays, all touches from the senior tailback tonight. And look at the push from the offensive lineman. Just moving bodies about 2-3 yards into the end zone. Easy touchdown for Saguaro on their first drive of the football game.
Just a football guy, and what goes even further than that for Coach Kelly. He's just an amazing person, one of the toughest kids that he's ever seen. Just wants to play, an old school guy, and brings the SaberCats a gritty first touchdown here tonight. Extra point attempt coming up here. Ivan Salgado set to kick things off. Beautiful look from our drone shot. Extra point is up, extra point is good, and Saguaro's first drive is a Nick Procopio domination run here. 7:43 to go in quarter number 1. The SaberCats dominate down the field. It's all number 9 here for Saguaro SaberCats.
Yeah, just tight splits, working the double team, and then getting inside, doing a great job of that. A couple of those outside run plays, too. The tackles did a tremendous job of sealing the edge players. You seal those edge players, there's nobody sitting out there in that Chavez defense. It's your traditional cover 3 defense. They mixed some odd and even man front there, but Saguaro just had their way with them in the first possession. We didn't have to see any of the receivers or Marcel Jones's dual threat ability. And if they can run that all game here, it is going to be a long night for the Chavez defense, unfortunately, Devin.
Well, and if you're Chavez now, the offense has to find a way to get in a roll here and just keep the Saguaro offense off the field and try to, I don't know, you don't want to drain down clock right now, but just have some time and possession for your offense to get things moving.
Well, that's like setting up the run play the first and second down. And running efficiently, Chandler Hovick spoke so much to that yesterday in our production meeting, and they did that. I mean, the first down run play was 8 yards, but just back-to-back really nice plays by Tristan Armstrong. That whole aspect of Saguaro, because they did have that down year last year, Devin, of not having athletes is so false. They are loaded at a lot of positions still this fall.
Ball booed away by Salgado again, and again it goes to Antoine Talton. No, ball's going to take a dribble, and this is actually going to be Brassfield here, able to find some running room, and we'll get this ball just beyond the 20-yard line. So Chavez gets another opportunity here on offense. Let's go ahead down. Lexi, what you got downstairs?
I am down here with Luis. He is part of their student broadcast program here at Chavez. Can you tell me a little bit about the program? Because you were saying it started as a club and it is now a class.
Yeah, so we basically started off as a club. We started off as an idea. Our advisor, Mr. Hanwell, he said, I want to start a newspaper, and who's down to join? And what to do, because I just love talking. So basically what we do is we are any other news outlet, but we're more focused on school stuff. So focus more, like, we do have sections of like fashion, worldly conflicts. We do have local news, high school news, sports, name it. Right now, it's growing as big outlets like and other news outlets. And it's events like these that put us out there that help us.
So amazing. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see your program grow. Back to you up at the booth.
Hey, Cody, you know me. I love the student journalism programs, getting these kids some either time on air, time writing. I love the student broadcast and student journalism programs.
Yeah, you like it because you run one of the best in the entire state.
Runs a big word.
Liberty High School. Best at football, best at broadcasting team. Back to the game that we're going to get our first, this might be, his first flag in the game. It's going to be a 15-yard personal foul, face mark penalty. But going back to the back two plays, Saguaro was dominating the line of scrimmage right now. I mean, that was Braden Strom, a name that, Devin, you're going to call 15-plus times in this football game. 6'2", 230-pound defensive lineman. Just kind of get above this. I think they might have waved that off, actually. I don't know. We're getting third down here, so.
Yeah, he definitely got the face mask, though. It looks like they're going to call a dead ball. 3rd down, 7 to go on the 25, and this whistle's going to get blown dead. Coach Hovick is out there talking to the officials, and we're going to have a little conference here going on with the White Hat.
Yeah, Coach Hovick, I think, is asking the same question.
He definitely got the face mask, though.
I believe that is what they called, too.
Yeah, the flag came in, so. And this is something where Chavez could really utilize this, bring the ball forward a little bit, get their first down of the night, and try to build some momentum off of that.
100%. Yeah, the White Hat. Just talking to the officials here, we're going to get a replay of this. Braden Strom makes a nice move, rip and release, and yeah, he gets the face mask, I believe. So, people can correct me if I'm wrong here. Is that not an automatic first down? See, this is where people rip on the booth guys, you know. I should know that. It's like, at every level, I feel like that's an automatic first. Great shot by our camera crew, though. How about that?
Oh, beautiful job here by everyone here. We got the Floodstream crew, the CW7 crew, the Sports and 60AZ crew. Phenomenal collaboration between everyone to bring us some really unique stuff here on Thursday Night Football. Extended discussion here from the officials as I think they want to hustle things up. It's starting to get very breezy and blistery here on a Cuban night. We have some rain potentially coming in from the south side here, and we got lightning in the distance behind the facade of downtown Phoenix. All right, here comes the White Hat now. We'll see what we got. He's addressing us. We just can't hear him. We have holding here on the offense, actually, too.
Oh, so that's
going to negate.
Yeah. That's the offset. I don't know if they ever called the holding. So that's what I think the confusion was the first start. So
Breeze starting to come in here. It looks like right now it won't be that big of a deal for the offenses, though, because both teams have been in the run game. Malik Shea was actually playing out of the backfield there the past couple of snaps, as opposed to Ferris Jenkins, who started the ball game off. But Chavez right now is trying to find a way to get this ball moving under head coach Chandler Hovick. His second year here with the champions here at Cesar Chavez.
And they popped some big plays against Quinn Creek's defense last week, so they have some playmaking abilities. A couple of those young receivers Coach Hovick really likes. They can take it the distance.
Looking to throw this time. Hernandez is able to get to the running back. Shea's able to make a man miss. Beautiful move to take this ball to the 35, and it's the first down of the night for CCHS.
And after the catch, Shea gets a tremendous block from no other than Mason Penrod. You'll see it right here on the screen. Bam! That's a pancake block outside by our receiver, working in space. We mentioned Mason Penrod making that move from quarterback to receiver, and he's not out there just trying to run 9 routes. He is out there getting dirty, and with a beautiful, the play's not dirty, he just gets physical on a perimeter block in there in space. Great job by Penrod.
He tossed for almost 200 yards to start this season, and Coach Hovick described him as the strongest guy on the team. Now he's your halfback. Handoff trying to shoot down the middle here, and in a pile of dust. Short gain here for the champions on second down.
Yeah, Devin, you're going to have to put some couple water bottles, a couple things of
Cody.
tape on those notes.
Cody,
I just saw those.
You're not ready for this.
Oh, let's see what you got.
44 yards.
Oh, look at you. That's a pros move. You guys can't see it on the broadcast, but pros move. Devin Henry here. As the wind's picking up to about 20, 25 miles per hour, our set is rocking up here, but, I'll take it with the humid day.
We need to get some AC/DC playing to match what our tarp right now is doing above us. I told the camera guys sorry because they're the ones in the rain. We at least have a tarp. I don't know how long it's going to stay until it flies away, though, as you can hear.
As some things are flying down here.
Hernandez play action, swings it out to the left side, able to find a way to make men miss, bringing SaberCats on his back. Antoine Talton moves the sticks again for Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, working field side there, just gets the one-on-one backside slant. And how about that? Makes the guy miss off the tackle, picks it up the first down, and that's where Chandler Hovick, he said, hey, we still have athletes on the perimeter that can take it any time. Right there, it's a nice pitch and catch. Moving the sticks for Chavez.
A troublesome opening drive here for Cesar Chavez. Now they are all the way in Saguaro territory. New set of downs here on the 41-yard line here for Hernandez and company. Once again in the backfield is Ferris Jenkins. 86 yards on 23 carries this year, was a big asset last year, but no touchdowns yet this season. Flailing forward, only a pickup of 2 this time for the champions.
Yeah, working A and B gap with a lot of that run scheme, and I like that offensive play calling right there, because what it does, it limits those defensive ends. Right now, Braden Strom is just kind of widening outside. He's such a tremendous pass specialist, but at the same time, going A and B gap, trying to go right at the D tackles, work a double block and get into the inside linebackers.
Ball's on the
39-yard line here for Cesar Chavez. It's going to be 5 out here on second down for Hernandez and company. Taking a look from our drone shot brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. 3:54 to go here in quarter number 1. Saguaro up by a 1 score. Swings it out. Make one man miss. Good stiff arm. Strutting all the way beyond the stick. It's another first down, and this time it's going to be Ferris Jenkins.
Great catch by number 1.
Yeah, you see right here working one-on-one. Missed tackle once again, and it's a great job by the receiver.
Was battling the injury bug earlier this year. Now coming back as that bell cow of the offense, still trying to find his first time to the end zone. This looks more primed than ever to do so here in 2025. Champions now on the 28-yard line of Saguaro. New set of downs. Got that H-back. Cody, how happy are you seeing H-back on offense here in high school football?
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. And they're able to work different sets and personnel groups with it, too.
Jenkins finds a hole. Tremendous blocking up front by the champions. Kingston Morrow created the hole there, and Jenkins brings that ball forward about 4 yards.
Yeah, Kingston Morrow just getting after it. Comes up pretty pumped up after that great pancake. 6'2", 330-pound interior guard for the champions. Working downhill, good pad level off the snap. He's looking like a young Zach Elvira, who's out there listening as well. Nice job by Morrow.
Second down, still 6 yards to go to the marker, trying to find their way into the red zone for the first time tonight. Down to 2:35 to go in quarter number 1. This is what we said earlier, Cody. You want to find some time for the offense to keep Saguaro's offensive core on the bench. Play action, Hernandez, a laser over the middle. It almost gets swatted away. Got booted away there by Elijah Jackson while trying to find Thomas Yon, the sophomore receiver.
Yeah, I got to give some credit to Emmanuel Hernandez, the junior quarterback, because he's getting the ball out quick. I think when you watched Saguaro play the first 3 weeks, anytime those quarterbacks held that ball on that second and third look, their edge guys, Braden Strom being one of them, were attacking the quarterback. That's a long time for those offensive tackles to block. Hernandez doing a good job of reading really quickly, getting that ball out fast.
Big third down here for the champions. 6 yards to go to the marker on the Saguaro 24. Jenkins on the left hip, flails out. Hernandez going deeper, and it's going to be just in front of Penrod. He was looking for a flag, and it brings up 4th down for the champions.
Yeah, it's the right read. You're on the boundary side. You have a one-on-one. You're working a smash concept with that hitch and corner. So good read, and if you're going to miss, you're going to miss deep on that. And, hey, that wind is rocking up here in the booth. We don't know how much it's affecting a lot of those throws, because it's probably like a 25 to 30 mile per hour gust. But Hernandez doing a good job of stepping up and delivering some of these balls.
Hey, offense offense still on the field here on the 24-yard line. They're trying to make him fake, or will Hernandez go for it? 2:21 to go in this opening frame. We'll see how gutsy Coach Hovick and the champion offense is. Jenkins again on the left hip here. They'll go for a 4th down and 6. Oh, he wasn't looking, and gets Jenkins on the back of the helmet. It's a turnover on downs.
Just absolutely brutal, but a great play by Saguaro, being locked in on that cover 1 scheme. Unfortunate for the champions there.
It was the best drive of the night, but that momentum is gone. Saguaro will take over. 2:17 to go in quarter number 1. You're watching the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown.
Welcome back. First quarter action here. Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. First quarter action underway here. Flag football opened up this week as well. We've got some highlights from around Arizona. Starting with Highland versus Campo Verde. Alexis Ely, the quarterback for the Hawks, rolls out, completes a pass in the end zone to Hadley Wine. They go on to win 21-0. Up north, Flagstaff versus Westview. Kaylee Colwell, the quarterback, dances in the backfield, trying to find a receiver open, finally throws it upfield. It's caught. Donna Carrasco-Gonzalez in the end zone. Flagstaff wins 31-14. Then in Tucson, Sunnyside versus Pueblo. Alyssa Lerma on the trick play here gets it back. The quarterback had a dominant performance, including this touchdown pass here, her 7th of the night. That's right, 7 touchdown passes and a 64-0 win for Sunnyside. Cody, Devin, back to you.
Love it spurs the Fiesta Bowl Copper State Invitational Tournament. All flag football coming up as well, October 9th and 11th. Love seeing flag football here in Arizona. Big throw right there, able to pick up a massive gain on first down. And once again, Cody, Tristan Armstrong making his name known.
Yeah, work in the middle there, just on that cover 3 drop by the Chavez defense. Armstrong getting behind the middle, the linebacker second row there. Marcel Jones puts it right on Armstrong, picks up a big gain on first down.
1st and 10 on their own 42. And once again, we're running with Nick Procopio, shoving down the middle and continues to bring him on their back. The ball came loose. We'll see if he was down, though, first. A Saguaro Sabercat did jump on, and they're going to say that that ball was live. Near disaster on a massive run, gets saved by Saguaro. That might have been Armstrong sacrificing the body again.
There's Tristan Armstrong running downfield, as you can see on the right side of your screen, sprinting downfield, never stopping his feet and jumping on the ball. It's a great heads-up play by Armstrong. Chavez has to tackle up high on the body. The feet tackles, Devin, are not going to get it done here tonight.
Quick. Procopio again trying to shove it down the throw of the champions, and he'll peek up another 8 yards here, bringing it inside the 10.
Yeah, the big beef for Saguaro. They are eating right now, Devin. They are working that second level, and the Saguaro running back's not even getting touched. So he's about 3 or 4 yards downfield.
This is the first game at running back for Procopio. Last week in the game, it was Brig Randall. Procopio is the game time decision today. Well, not game time decision, but the game decision for today, and this time gets stood up by that Chavez defensive line. Really pushing there for the champions, Ty Scraves again.
Yeah, this is a good play by Chavez defensive line and linebackers there. That's working off the block, setting the block, and tackling up front, running their feet through contact. I think the first 8 plays of this football game, they're diving at the ankles of Procopio. He's just too strong. Like you said, he has that rugby background where they have a great center of gravity and they always run their feet through contact. You cannot tackle him with the ankle biters.
This time a keep. Jones trying to plow through the champions, loses the ball though. They'll call it down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, but I believe his right knee was down as he was trying to stretch that ball out into the end zone. And that's what's going to make this Saguaro offense so dangerous, Devin, right? The read option where you always technically have to have a player either advised for Marcel, and you know what? He is crushed.
Oh,
that was a heck of a shot by our sideline camera crew there. There's no replay in high school football, but he was in.
So they're going to do it again here. First down and goal, plowing into the end zone. Sabercats make it a 2-score game at the buzzer to end the first quarter. Nick Procopio, 2 touchdowns tonight now. Moving to the running back position, the seniors coming up huge here in Levine.
Yeah, and the offense is having their way up front. I mean, they are abusing the A and B gap right there, and Procopio doing a great job of running his feet through contact. Bowling ball here in the first quarter. Procopio, 2 touchdowns for the SaberCats.
Salgado boots it away from our Sports 360 AZ drone. It is good. A flag's down on the play, though. We'll see if we'll re-kick it or if that will be attributed to the kickoff. Looks like they're going to put that one to the kickoff. We'll move aside along with them. Saguaro up 14-0 on the Cesar Chavez champions. Second quarter action will be coming up next year with a penalty on the way as well. Personal foul that will be attributed for hitting the kicker coming up in the second quarter. It's been all Saguaro, all Nick Procopio so far. SaberCats up 14-0, quarter 2 on the way. Glad to have you here on CW7 Arizona. It's week 3 of the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona.
Space, the new frontier. For one of my billboards, wherever there is or will be people, there's sure to be accidents, and insurance companies willing to go to great lengths to deny claims. Well, too bad, because I go to greater lengths, and I win big. So wherever you are, or will be, Sweet James will be there to go to the moon and back for you. If you get injured in an accident, wherever that may be, call Sweet James.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is returning to Phoenix. Join us at the Renaissance Hotel in Glendale on September 20th. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. Beckett, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. Hundreds of vendors, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Renaissance Hotel in Glendale, Saturday, September 20th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Chapman Automotive Group. Visit ChapmanAZ.com. Desert Financial Credit Union. We believe in contributing to the community and our members. And Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips.
Welcome back to the Santan 4 broadcast booth at Cesar Chavez High School. Saguaro SaberCats up 14-0 after quarter number 1. Downstairs, we have our check presentation. As always, love what CW7 does. Lexi, what we got downstairs?
We gave a check to the home team, and now, Curtis, you're here to announce it.
Yeah, at CW7, we love to give back to the community. I've got Luke here, our athletic director from Saguaro High School, and I've got a $500 check to the athletic department of Saguaro. So, congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good to be with all these guys.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Back to you, Devin and Cody.
Absolutely love what CW7 does across the community. We have this every single week. We have the home team, the away team, all getting a check and able to use that towards the school, use that towards what they need. Always love having that here every single week here on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown.
Yeah, being on the broadcast team the last 3 weeks, we just have some incredible football. Huge shout out to CW, Fiesta Sports Foundation, and the Fiesta Bowl for everything that they have done for the high school athletes and coaches in the great state of Arizona.
Hey, and the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, a belt coming out here later tonight. Be sure to stick around post game. How about, I know you like this, 2 defensive special teams players so far, getting the belt so far this year.
My guy, Brett Scroggins down there, does a tremendous job of evaluating the player of the game. And I'll tell you what, Devin, he is a perfect 2 for 2 on these broadcasts.
I gotta agree.
Player.
I gotta agree. We'll see what comes up tonight. Right now, it looks like it's going to be Nick Procopio, who's just been dominating offensively, but we'll see if someone defensively can come and step up.
Hey, he's going to have to owe that Saguaro offensive line some dinner tomorrow night, man. They are getting after it early, the first 12 minutes of this football game.
Not a lot of work to do here for Salgado. After that personal foul penalty, he's kicking from the Chavez 45. A little bit of a squib onside kick, and Chavez, again, deja vu, lost out on a kick last week against Queen Creek.
I love that call right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned it. Travis Sherman, head football coach at Quinn Creek, he called the same exact thing on a close penalty. And why not? You know, why not try that and try to steal a possession well into the opposing territory there? But luckily for Chavez, they jumped on that ball, and they'll start possession number 3 of this football game.
And possession number 2 was so electric for the first time tonight. Chavez really was working their way downfield. Now, after giving up the ball on 4th and 6 inside the red zone, you got to try to rebuild some of that magic again. So Hernandez in the backfield. It looks like once again that's going to be Jenkins with them to start off quarter number 2, trailing by 14. On that screen, Jenkins gets it on the roll, trying to bully his way through, but cannot get too far across the Hawaii commit, Kydell Stone.
Yeah, that's a good job of perimeter blocking outside, though, and picking up. That's actually only about 4 yards on first down. Saguaro does a ton of cover 0, cover 1 schemes because they have so much talent on that backside. Kydell Stone, another name, Jaden Wiseman, 6'3", 195. That kid is a superstar, too, on the back half. And then Tristan Armstrong that we've mentioned, numerous times already.
Second down, 7 to go. Can Chavez continue to build up some of that momentum that they garnished during that second offensive drive? Jenkins gets the call again. Nowhere to go across the big body of Tyler King. 7th TFL of the season.
He's been one of the most impressive football players in all of 6A here. He transferred from Chandler High School last season. Fits in really well in that defensive line. Devin, he's just a hard worker. This kid works tremendously hard in the weight room in the offseason. Right there, shedding a block and making the tackle for a 1-yard loss here, set up a 3rd and long for Chavez.
8 yards to go here for CCHS. Have not seen a lot of passing so far from Emmanuel Hernandez. 5 touchdowns, 5 picks, 503 passing yards coming into tonight. Negative 16 rushing yards, though, has not really been able to do much on his own feet, but has had Jenkins helping carry this run game.
That's why Hovik said that first down run efficiency was so big in this football game. The Saguaro was long, and they were athletic in that back half secondary.
3rd and long for Hernandez. Going to be just a quick little screen here. Able to make one man miss. A second man finally gets wrapped up and thrown to the turf. Good attempt there by Thomas Young, but nowhere really to go when you get someone like Claiborne Watkins wrapping you up.
Yeah, and that's a deep blitz there. They showed double A-gap blitz, and then they dropped 7. And so we're all just rallying to the football right there. You mentioned a big number 99 coming out big to make that tackle for Saguaro. 6'5", 287, like you mentioned. Claiborne Watkins is another name on that defensive line that's very good.
Armstrong here ready to take away the punt. Ball gets booted away. Armstrong's going to let this ball drop. Chavez will jump on it. Got a good Chavez bounce, and this ball comes just around midfield. Don't miss it down at CW College Football Saturday when Temple takes on number 18 Georgia Tech as the Yellow Jackets look to prove they are an ACC powerhouse. Coverage begins at 1 right here on CW7 Arizona.
How about CW carrying some of the best college football games week in, week out?
Man,
last week they had the U at UCF, that monster game. We had Jody Jackson up here. We were showing old Miami cheerleading photos of her up there in the booth, man, and she had the heartfelt memories of being at the U.
Marcel Jones back on offense. Is Brig Randall now in the backfield with them. He was playing a lot in the second half against South Point Catholic last week, trying to find somewhere to go, and there's a flag. The helmet was grabbed, but this guy, Amari Bell, is just an absolute powerhouse for this defensive line at Chavez.
Yeah, splitting the double team right there, and you just see the motor. It's just non-stop motor and relentless. I think he might have got the backside of the helmet. See if we get a replay here, but it's unfortunately going to be tacked on 15 on Amari Bell. But heck of an effort, good motor from the senior New Mexico State commit.
Now, Adam Beadle went and talked to Coach Hovik during this offseason, asked, hey, who's the guy that you want to cook for you? He said, first and foremost, not Amari Bell. He's a vegan. I don't trust it. So I asked Coach, how's he doing right now? He said, he's like a part-time vegan. He kind of mixes it up. I said, oh, so now would you let him cook for you? He's like, absolutely. Now I don't trust that one bit.
Yeah, it goes half vegan, half like whatever else he eat. But I'll tell you what, man.
I was concerned. I was like, how does a vegan get a protein for a guy who's sitting there 6'4", 265?
And it's a lean. It's crazy to say, but it's like a lean 265. That kid gets after it, man. He's a heck of a defensive lineman.
So phenomenal field position here coming up for Saguaro. They're going to pick up the ball here on the Champions 37. more whistles going on. We've had a lot of communication between the officials here so far this game. Marcel Jones is being sent back to the sideline. Is this an equipment violation of some sort? It looked like the official was putting him off.
It's the helmet falling off, but I thought if it's because of a penalty, he is okay. That's what I thought previous, but I'm learning a whole lot here about, penalties after being in the state of Arizona for 8 years.
It's the freshman quarterback, Michael Perez, who Coach Kelly described as a ridiculous athlete. Someone who he was watching play when he was younger showed up on the SaberCats doorstep and said, wait, are you the guy who I was watching the past couple years? He said, yeah, I'm here now. Hands it off to Procopio. Easy play there for the freshman quarterback to run. It's only a gain, though, of about 4. Look like again there. This is going to be Tyus Graves, who's just been phenomenal on the front row tonight for Chavez. Yeah, Graves is one of those linebackers who's been a 3-year starter for that Champions defense. Played a lot of good football, 6 foot, 210, working in the boundary and securing a tackle, which Procopio, it's one of his shortest gains of the game here, and he still picks up 3. Procopio again the most touches of the season so far. 1 rushing touchdown coming into the night, 2 already this evening. Continues to battle through the champions and moves the chains again. Came in tonight with 48 rushing yards, Cody. Yeah, and he's Weldon eclipsed that here in a quarter and a half. That left side of Saguaro's offensive line, that's led by the tackle, big 75. They are moving people. That's Leighton McKenzie, 6'3", 305. They are dominating the line of scrimmage. Jones, the Sacramento State commit, not having to do a lot tonight. Here he's looking to air it out. Wide open man downfield and goes off the very tip top of the fingertips. Lane Mignault, the sophomore, couldn't haul it in, but was wide open. Yeah, we're going to get a replay of this, and I wasn't sure if the Chavez corner either slipped or he bit on a double move, but Marceau had him wide open. Oh, man, no. What he's doing, he thinks he has safety help over the top. He comes off that corner because they just have Tristan Armstrong sitting out there for a quick dump off. So he comes out for the short stuff, and the 9 route right up the seam is wide open, just thrown a little bit too far. And Marcel Jones is off the field yet again. Yeah, Perez coming back in. I think he's going to go see a trainer. So the freshman will take over. It's been an easy script so far, though, for the Saguaro offense. Give the ball to Nick Procopio. We'll see if they do it here on 2nd and 10. There's Procopio, turns the corner, makes a man miss, gets away from an ankle tackle and picks up 8. Yeah, too many missed tackles from Chavez here in a quarter and a half. And like I said, they had a force player there sucking him inside. You see the inside linebacker actually scrapes over the top. He just misses the tackle. Procopio, every time he's touching the rock right now, Devin, he is making the first 2 would-be tacklers miss, just running through arm tackles. And it's the yards after contact that have really impressed me with this kid early on. Our Red Zone sponsor tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. A Procopio isn't too bad either right now if you're the Saguaro SaberCats. 3rd down, 2 to go. He's on the sideline, though. They're going to still hand it off, try to shove it down the middle. It's going to be a little bit of a short gain here for Mignault. Is it going to be enough? Might be just about half a yard short. Or excuse me, not Mignault, Sprig Randall, excuse me. And Randall had some carries last week against the Bulldogs, I believe, after Strozier played a first half. That, on paper, that's a big loss for Saguaro's offense, losing Ty Strozier, because he was, in the first 2.5 games that he played, not only was their leading running back, but he showed some really big, explosive home run hitting plays against Shap. Still the freshman Perez in. Procopio finds a hole, trucks it over 1, 2, almost 3 champions, brings the ball down to the 3-yard line. Look at that center of gravity and that body control. I mean, these Chavez guys are trying to take shots at him, man, and he's staying upright, moving his feet. Watch this. Runs through the would-be tacklers, moving north to south, just bouncing his way up. Procopio hauls it into the end zone. Hat trick in 18 minutes for Nick Procopio. No better time right now. It's all been short yardage, but it's also, Cody, been this young man putting the team on his back. Yeah, the Saguaro offensive lineman just going hat for a hat, man, and they are just going right up the gut on it. Procopio dives, crosses the goal line, and you mentioned it. Hat trick, 3 touchdowns in the first 18 minutes for the senior who was playing tight end and defensive end just last week, Devin. Salgado, extra points good from the Sports 360 AZ drum cam.
Look at this, getting a great jump shot of here. Watch the dive, bam. Ball over goal line. And once again, it's just the Saguaro offensive line. I think within those first 3 games, they moved the ball efficiently all game long on those first 3 teams that they played them. Especially last week, they were up 17-0 in that South Point game. They are coming out here with something to prove tonight on the road.
You know, a lot of guys got something to prove. This Saturday, the toughest bull riders on earth face off in the PBR Camping World Series. It's a thrill ride from start to finish, live on CW7 Arizona this Saturday at 5 p.m. These guys are monsters.
Yes.
These guys are insane. I'm so excited at PBR and CW this year.
I love that. Look at that. That's. Have you ever tried to ride a bull or even walked in? It goes,
have you looked at all 150 pounds?
He goes, I want nothing to do with that. Just being up close to those animals. You are correct. Those rodeo riders, man, they are super intense.
I mean, there's high schoolers that do it with Broncos, for crying out loud.
Hey, the Pima High School Rough Riders. It's one of my favorite schools to broadcast in the 2A. Those kids are born for that. Speaking of born for it, Saguaro, a team that you mentioned, 13 state titles since I think it's 2005. Their last one being 2 years ago in 2023, beating Red Mountain. We talked about this in the pregame. This team should be 3-0 right now. And they're kind of proving it right now, going, hey, we had some fluke losses. We didn't finish these games. These guys are coming out here ready to rock.
Ball gets booed away. This one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And Cody, to your point, it feels like every year doesn't matter if this team was 1-9 the year before. A new head coach, this team is expected to go out and win state championships. 14 total state championships for this program. They're 14-3 all time in the state title game. And that includes, like you said, that 2023 state title game. And I mean, just look at the records here. Second all time in state titles, only behind Blue Ridge. Owns the record for most consecutive state titles. 17 appearances, is third all time. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, who's coaching the year prior. This team is expected to go win titles.
And think about that 2023 year. Guys, it was only 2 years ago. So I think the season they had last year, I think people were like, hey, this team is really going to fall off. They still have talent. They have, 6 kids with Division I offers, a couple kids that are currently committed Division I schools. So, yeah, they might not have the depth of some of these top 6A teams, but their starters are still very, very good.
Turning the corner on the right side and falling forward. It's a pretty good pickup there for Cesar Chavez. Bringing back Malik Shea into the mix. And when I talked to Coach Kelly last week, he told me that he thinks that this is going to be a turnaround much faster than people expect. I mean, you look at 1-9 last year, the quality of opponent was so good. They were in the playoff conversation going into the last week of the season before they missed it. But he thinks that this brotherhood and what this program means, it's going to turn things around, no question.
Yeah, toughest schedule in the state last year, too. And I really believe what Coach Kelly is saying about, hey, the same thing. They had a bunch of games where they didn't finish last year. So I know the two of the South Point loss and the loss to start the season to Desert Mountain 2 is kind of, they kind of took it in a way where they go, hey, we are much better, but we need to finish. And like I said, they're coming out here ready to go.
Another good run right there by Malik Shea is going to be not quite enough. Yeah, it will be enough to move the chains here for Cesar Chavez.
And we'll see a lot of Malik Shea because Ferris Jenkins, running back 1, is also really much a running back 1. He is also a little banged up heading into this one. Chandler Hovick said he's kind of nursing an ankle. So see a heavy load of Malik Shea here in this football game.
And for Jenkins, though, this is a guy, very few things keep him off the field. He's been battling injuries already, and now have to take a few snaps here. Malik Shea, though, a very strong JV starter 1 year ago for these champions. Beautiful shot down the middle. Current quarterback to former quarterback. Penrod reels it in and picks up 13.
That's a great job finding space, too, because he's got to elude the inside backer that was in his drop. And I think this is where having that quarterback background for Mason Penrod is huge. He understands spacing at a route because he sees it when he's playing quarterback. There, he leaks inside the inside backer, gives his quarterback a window to throw it to him, and then a nice yak after moving the sticks.
New set down here on their own 43-yard line, trying to make some magic like they had in drive number 2. Shea trying to burst through the SaberCats. First Saguaro player there was Cameron McMurray, but still able to bring some on his back and move this ball forward about 6 yards.
Yeah, good job of being balanced, too, and running efficiently on that first down and making it, a potential second and third down manageable.
Jenkins returns to the ball game. Led the team in rushing last year with 891 yards, over 100 yards of rushing this year. A hard worker, Coach Hovig describes him as a dog and someone who really goes and plays his role yet to get in the end zone so far this year, but someone who is that guy that Chavez can lean on both last year and this year.
Yeah, they give him 11 of those guys, man, you're going to have a good team.
On the run this time, no gain at all. Penrod that time, the halfback, picks up the ball, can't move it.
Yeah, Tyler King just sheds off a block, makes a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Mentioned in the first quarter, Saguaro is dominating both sides of the line right now. But this defensive line group, led by mostly all seniors, that is an active group, and they do a great job of setting that line of scrimmage. You talk about that usually offensively, right, as being the pushers and the movers. But this defensive line, they are very talented at disrupting the offensive line of scrimmage.
3:42 to play in this opening half of Fiesta Bowl High School football showdown action. This feels like a must-score drive for the champions. Hernandez keeps short throw and is too far in front of Penrod. 4th down on the way at midfield.
Yeah, it just seems like every time they have a third and a passing situation here, Saguaro's a hat for a hat. I mean, a lot of these defensive backs and inside backers, they are flying to the football, and they're staying right in the back hip of a lot of these Chavez skill players.
Armstrong back to receive this kick, and this is somewhere that, again, Coach Kelly really, I mean, this is one of the biggest brags I ever heard. He had to sit 5 games last year, but he's a guy who's always pushing his guys. When he couldn't play last year, he was the guy running out water bottles. He was the guy when people are sitting, he's showing up, and he was getting this team where they needed to be, even when he couldn't play, and now he's playing all 3 phases here this season.
A team player to the max right there, you know, and that's what makes leaders.
They're going to fake it here on 4th down, and there's room to run. Moving the chains is Tolton. Finally gets wrapped up and brought down. Chavez moves the chains on a fake punt and keeps this offense alive in the second quarter.
Hey, you called it. This is a must-score drive, and I think Chandler Hovek knew that too. So he's just one of the safety gunners right there. Takes it, makes one cut, bounces outside. That's a heck of a call from Chandler Hovik, and a call where, hey, he's agreeing with you, Devin. He must have a headset on going, we need to score on this drive, and effectively moving the sticks.
I mean, it's hard against the Saguaro team. Any version of them going into a half, trailing by 21. Chavez really needs to find a way to get themselves in the end zone right here. New set downs in Saguaro territory, now on the 40-yard line. Hernandez gets to take a little bit of a breath here. Flexes out Jenkins. Goes straight over the middle, though, to Penrod. Another big pickup by the former quarterback turned H-back, and it's another gain of about 14.
Yeah, so their trips right to the field side, but they also motion the running back and flank him out wide, and I think that's a situation that empties up the middle of the field. They found Mason Penrod there a couple times now in this game in the middle.
A little bit of pushing and shoving. Some flags come in after the play, and the official will chat here. Not sure who's going to go on because both teams were a little bit chatty.
There's a bit of a kerfuffle.
Last thing you need, though, for Chavez after a big play like that, though, is to step backwards.
Yep, you 100% do not want that. There's long discussion here from the white hat. Let's see what we have.
There's a little bit of both sides here. We'll see exactly who they pick. As my mom always said, as my former preschool teacher, it's not about who initiates it. Sometimes it's the guy who retaliates, right?
You got to listen to your mom. That is great advice from her. Have to.
Every dang day of the week. She might tell you otherwise. Don't listen to her. So here's our unsportsmanlike. We're going to get on one on Chavez here. And we're also going to get one here on Saguaro. So those will cancel each other out here.
Everybody.
And that's maybe the best thing that could have happened there for Chavez.
The penalties will offset.
Yeah, just a little scrum posting. And I think they called that on Chavez, number 88, who's been a really good player for the champions.
Yeah, Jan with 4 catches this year for 96 yards, a pair of catches and a touchdown last week against Queen Creek.
Yes, and that touchdown was electrifying. That was a short route that he took to the house, eluding a couple would-be tacklers in the secondary getting north.
A lot of impressive sophomores on this team 1 year ago. They once again reload in the underclassmen this year. So you see Chavez, a group here at Phoenix Union who, you know, maybe not someone who gets a lot. For instance, they're getting a tunnel for the first time here this year. Finally getting a little bit of something going here at Cesar Chavez High School. New set downs on the 28-yard line here, and it's 5 out for Hernandez. Drop, looking to pass, wrapped up and brought down in the backfield. First one there for the SaberCats, Mason Rowland, the junior.
And what they did, they went empty when they had Mason Penrod on that boundary side playing that tight end H, and they were going to work the seam there. Unfortunately for the champions, Hernandez did not have time to unleash that ball, and the Saguaro defensive lineman coming up with a huge first down sack.
Look at Coach Kelly, an assistant on that 2023 championship team. He's a guy from down in southern Arizona and ended up going to Syracuse for a few years as well.
Pima? Yeah,
Pima Community College there for a couple of years, then got a ride to Syracuse. Went to the Buffalo Bills training camp also for a little bit before coming on back.
Let's go.
Behind the sticks on second down, Hernandez having to throw while running backwards. Gets it to Shea, makes a man miss. No one out in front, turn on the afterburners. Malik Shea gets Chavez on the board.
That was a huge throwback screen there to the boundary side. He gets a tremendous block by his outside receiver, and then Malik Shea puts the gas burners on. Representing Chavez. Look at this, rolls right, little throwback screen, great block on the outside, and turns it up the left sideline, going untouched for 6. What an offensive drive for the champions.
Called a jitterbug by head coach Chandler Hovick. Shows a little bit of it there to get Cesar Chavez finally on the board with $1:33 to go in quarter number 2. Looks like this is DeJuan Craig. At least his number 39 is going to be kicking this off for the extra point. A little bit issue on that snap, but it is up and it is good. So Cesar Chavez is able to bring the deficit down to 14 with $1:33 to go in the opening half of play. Maybe a little bit of life here for Cesar Chavez. We'll step aside. It's Malik Shea gets Cesar Chavez on the board for the first time here on Thursday night.
The journey toward your financial goals may have some twists and turns, but with an auto refi from Desert Financial, there's an easier road ahead. Get lower monthly payments and enjoy a break from payments for up to 90 days. Plus, get great service from a credit union that's been around for more than 85 years, all while taking the wheel on your financial journey. So, why wait? Save money now and get on the road to lower monthly payments with an auto refi from Desert Financial.
The Los Angeles Dodgers return to Chase Field September 23rd for a 3-game weekday series. Secure your tickets for the matchup at dbacks.com.
If you've been hurt in an accident and you need results, call Sweet James. Here are just some of the recent wins for our injured clients. Call the firm that wins big. Call Sweet James.
NXT superstars, we all have a little dog in us.
It's about putting smiles on people's faces.
Tuesday at 7 on CW7 Arizona.
Back to the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona from Levine, Arizona. Welcome back into the Santan 4 broadcast booth here. Devin Henry and Cody Cameron. Coming up at halftime as well, we go back down to Jordan Spurgeon. We're looking at wishes for teachers from the Fiesta Sports Foundation. This is always such a fun initiative here, and I'm really glad we get to have this here, Cody.
It's more than football right here, right? You know, talking about high school football and high school sports in the great state of Arizona doesn't happen without the educators, and always rewarding people like that, people who make differences every single day for these student athletes and all the students in the great state of Arizona. So when the Fiesta Bowl and the Fiesta Sports Foundation, when they do events and community events and charity events like this, it means so much to the state of Arizona. And it really goes to their slogan, Devin, we are more than just a game. This is them putting their money where their mouth is. You know, that whole slogan right here. They do a tremendous job of that, and happy that they're a part of this broadcast.
The season never ends for the Fiesta Sports Foundation, and even when we're done here at the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown, we're not done with Thursday Night Football. Thursday, January 8th, 2026, in the college football playoff semifinal, the Fiesta Bowl going on. Remember, guys, more Thursday football going on even after we're done here on the high school side.
Have you been to the last couple of games at all?
What, for
Fiesta Bowl?
No, unfortunately.
Amazing. And the staffs and the programs that they have, they do such a great job from start to finish. And it's a huge process there, but so fun just getting to know the Oregon football staff, the Boise State football staff. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
And, man, how exciting is it bringing the semifinal back to Arizona?
Yes. College football in January in Phoenix. Best weather in the country. And I really think it's the best bowl game, too. They do a tremendous job.
I mean, go back to 2021. We've had the NBA Finals, the World Series, the Super Bowl, NASCAR Championship, College Football Championship,
it's the place to be.
Semifinal.
The Fiesta Sports Showdown on CW. It's must-see TV. Yeah, pat yourself on the back there, Devin.
Arizona's got everything. A city of champions here, or at least championships.
Good segue. The city of champions, as we're at Cesar
the home
Chavez.
of the champion.
Look at you.
Named after a champion of humanity.
Look at, I got to start taking notes on these, man. These are trademark Devin Henry. As the football cannot stand up because of the... that shows you how do I dare say the word violent the wind is up here. I was
going to say breezy.
There you go. Well, we do have a tent that is blowing sideways.
It's still here.
It is still here.
Barely. We have like 3 people holding it down.
So we have 3 or 4 people holding it down, sandbags and everything. And we have, I haven't seen this in a while here in Phoenix because we never have wind. We've got someone holding the ball here for the kickoff.
Second time we've had, actually last time when Saguaro had the ball, they actually decided just to give it up. More mustard though too. Was that field goal good? No, it wasn't. That's just my eyeballs there. Following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7 only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona. You talking with Jody about this last week, Jody. You love this. You got to get home, man.
I do, man. I was saying I love OG Cops, and she was talking about it being broadcast right in her hometown out there in Florida. I need to watch this new one here. Devin, going back to that kick because it was about 25 yards wide. I have bad eyes. Devin, you're not supposed to have bad eyes.
I have binoculars, Cody. Give me a break. Marcel Jones unloads deep downfield, and no one's home. A little bit of contact. Armstrong looking for the flag. Second down on the way.
Hey, nice job by the Chavez corner, too, pressing the receiver towards the sideline and turning his head to the football as well, understanding the situation. They are under a 2-minute drill, about a 1:30 drill, and trying to take the home run shot with Armstrong. Nice play by Chavez in the secondary. And how about the pendulum swing here, right? High school football is so much about momentum. Still, Chavez, this is a huge defensive series for them, trying to go into half at 21-7 and not have Saguaro score, which they've scored on every single drive so far.
87 seconds to go here in the opening half of play. Jones will hand it off. Finding the corner, finds the edge, and that will be a first down for Brig Randall.
Saguaro having their way still on that left side of the offensive line. They are taking advantage of some great play by the left guard and left tackle.
Randall in now. Procopio picked up that hat trick, and he gets a little bit of a break now, up 21-7. $1:10 left to go. Randall gets sent the other direction by Jones, looks to throw. Curls right, eyes downfield, makes the throw. That ball might just be out of bounds, though, and he is no good.
How about that flick of the wrist from Marcel Jones, though? I think, you try to get him out of the pocket, right, or give pressure, but I think he's really comfortable on the run. He's a tremendous athlete. I've watched this kid the last couple of years, and really, he's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the entire state. So when you flush him out of the pocket, not only does he have a cannon where he can throw that ball 50 yards downfield, but he also is a threat to run the football, and that's one of those. Amari Bell did a really good job of trying to cut him off towards the field side there.
The Sacramento State commit dialed back a little bit this offseason to work on some of the skill set. He's really grown and improved his game. Good pass over the offensive lineman to Randall. Flag comes out behind them after a pickup of about 17 from Randall.
Now let's see what this penalty is here. I don't know if it's a legal man downfield. The running back might have been a little too deep on that screenplay. Let's see what the call is.
This is something that you need at 6A, though. You need that depth down up front. So now that Strozier's unable to play tonight, you know that Procopio's going to be able to step in. We've seen a lot of really valuable snaps by Randall, but this is a very small Saguaro team. I know that we talk so much about how good this program is, how much they get, how much that they've been in the spotlight, but you have to remember, this is a 4A size program. This flag's going to be waved off.
We're going to wave it off.
Just to give you an idea, because this is a Phoenix Union school, there's a lot of students at Phoenix Union schools. That's why they're 6A. There's 2,642 according to AIA. Saguaro's campus is 1,430 students. It's a smaller school, smaller sample size. He called them the small big brother Scottsdale. They're smaller than Arcadia, smaller than Desert Mountain, smaller than Chaparral, but still get the job done year in, year out. Jones on the throw here. Randall picks it up and will pick up the first down as well. Tripped up at the 35-yard line. and he moves deeper into Cesar Chavez territory.
Yeah, nice job by Marcel Jones. Once again, surveying his options, keeping the play alive, rolling right, keeping his eyes downfield, and a great job, too, by his skill players. And number 30 there, Brig Randall, of finding an open space, catching the ball, and getting out of bounds.
Timeout here from the SaberCats. SaberCats under second-year head coach, Darius Kelly. This has so far been a pretty good one. We have a hat trick, and if you miss any part of this game, you can get a chance to see it all again this Saturday night on CW7 Arizona, which you can see on YouTube TV, Hulu Plus Live, Fubo, DirecTV Stream, and of course CW7AZ.com, and of course also just over-the-air television too. Absolutely love being able to watch CW7 wherever you are. Remember, Saturday night after all of our PBR action, all of our college football action, you can watch this game. Or if you missed the DVR, click it again.
That's one of my favorite things about being part of this, is having that game on after a big college football game. I think that is so cool to see. I had a friend text me and going, hey, I legit thought you just broke into my house, because he was watching the University of Miami game, and he goes, and I just heard your voice. I said, oh, Cody must be coming over for dinner or something like that. But I was on the screen. It was me and Jody Jackson. And just like Jody, Devin, you were making me look good up here on this booth, man. So I appreciate
you make it easy, Cody. You make it easy.
Oh, man. Now I got to send you a Venmo. So there it is. All those. What did you say? 2 compliments a half to me?
I work
at
hard
$20.
Man. Hey, I need the money. Jones spins around, trying to find Procopio. He'll go even deeper, though. And somehow that ball gets stabbed out in midair. What a snag from Lane Mignault. Missed one in the end zone earlier. Comes up with a big one right there.
Only listed at 5'9", but how about those hops, man? High points the ball, playing like a 6'5" wide receiver. Heck of a catch there by the junior wideout.
Fresh set down 29 seconds ago. Jones throws again. This time it's reeled in by Oliver Gibson. How about a pretty move? Spins for the first down and brings it inside the 10.
Yeah, Saguaro's just taking so advantage of all the missed tackles in Chavez. It's not the front. It's not just the front 7. It's also the secondary missing a ton of tackles for Chavez. And Marcel Jones just looks comfortable out there. You know, Chavez's defensive line really impressed me last week in that Quinn Creek football game. They're not even bothering Marcel Jones, and it's not like he's not seeing some pressure. I know Amari Bell's gotten to him a couple of times. He is standing calm, cool, and collective in that pocket, and he is picking apart the Champions defense right now.
Timeout, Saguaro trying to save that 20 seconds, make this again a 21-point game. Devin Henry inside the Santan Ford broadcast booth alongside the Hollister, California graduate, Cody Cameron. Played football 2011, 2012. 7 career interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries. How about this? 110 total tackles for you, young man. And how about this? 1 rushing TD, but what Max Sharp doesn't tell me, you have 5 more. Was that special teams or defense?
It was. Well, I can't believe you guys keep pulling stats of this. All right, they call me young. I am
hey, you
so
told me
old
I was giving you compliments.
Old.
I'm ripping it all out.
I had a couple pick sixes, a couple punt returns, but Devin, we were talking 12 years ago now. I can't remember what I did yesterday. The good thing is I did play in the huddle era, so if I ever want to just be, I don't know, full of myself, I guess I can watch that.
We know.
Holy Toledo. 12-year-old guy. Go Hay Baylors, though. Go Hay Baylors.
First down and 10. They're on the 11 now. Jones again with more opportunity to find the end zone. Play action. Eyes right. Under pressure. Skirts away, a pack of black jerseys in his way, and spins down for about a 5-yard pickup.
The only thing, clock is against their time. I think they had one more timeout, though. Yeah, they did. So that clock go down to 4. I think the coaching, no, they're not going to ask for more time. That play took out, 16 seconds right there, Devin. That's kind of tough for the SaberCats. That's almost 1 look, and that's what offensive coordinator Noel Mazzone is probably telling Marcel Jones right now. Hey, that's a situation where we're gonna throw that football away and try to live for another down to get a shot in the end zone. But 16 seconds drained off the clock. So if you're the Champions defense, that is a win. Now, obviously, we're going to try to halt them from making this field goal there, but it's better than a touchdown.
Stellar 2-man drill right here by Saguaro, though. But as the Chavez defense, first of all, your offense goes out and makes something happen, put on a tremendous drive, got you on the board. And I do believe Saguaro starts with the ball in the second half.
Yes,
so
they do.
You really need to maintain this 14-point gap here. This is a massive 4 seconds. I don't want to say it decides the game, but it really decides what you're looking at moving into the locker room.
Especially because you haven't shown that you can stop the SaberCats at all in this football game. I mean, they have ran at will. If we had some stats here, I would assume they were averaging over 10 yards per carry. I mean, they are dominating on first and second down. Marcel Jones looks comfortable back there, too. So that combination and that balance that we kind of of just saw on that 2-minute drill. It's a dangerous recipe when you're going up against the Saguaro offense.
Looking to kick the field goal here to at least make it a 3-possession game. Ivan Salgado, he's 2 for 2 this year. His longest is 37 yards. This right here is just going to be 24. Field goal is up, and that will split the uprights on that Sports 360 AZ drone cam, and that is a 3-possession lead right here from the Saguaro SaberCats. And Cody, that's a pretty big deal for the SaberCat offense.
Yeah, it's a great drive too. And once again, we kind of saw the balance that we didn't need to see the first 3 drives because they could run at will. If I'm Darius Kelly, who we're going to talk to here just shortly, I am very pleased with that effort. Yeah, we gave up the 4th down punt earlier on that last drive there, but overall, I'd give that first half an A for Saguaro.
And the second-year head coach of the Saguaro SaberCats, Darius Kelly, is downstairs alongside Lexi Lambert.
Down here with Coach Kelly from Saguaro. Coach, you're going into half leading 21-7. What are you seeing out of your team?
I mean, I like our tempo right now. I like the way our guys are just flying to the ball, but still too many mistakes. We got to execute on the simple things, blocking, tackling. We just got to keep our mouth shut to play football. I mean, I know these guys know each other. They played Little League together, but we got to play a cleaner football game.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lexi. That was a big score on that field goal attempt from the Saguaro SaberCats. It's a 24-7 lead for SHS over the Cesar Chavez champions. Glad to have you here for the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. George Spurgeon will be with you here on the other side, talking you through our halftime show. But for now, Saguaro feeling good. Champions looking to bring back here in the second half.
Halftime here at Cesar Chavez High School. 24-7 lead for the Saguaro SaberCats. Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk. They hear you. Later on in halftime, we will have the highlights from the first half and around Arizona here on a great Thursday night as well. But first, joining us here at halftime, we've got Holden Axtell from the Fiesta Sports Foundation and Hera Feinberg, a teacher here at Cesar Chavez. And we've got you here, Hera, because right now, it's the Fiesta Sports Foundation Wishes for Teachers. You were a recipient in 2022. Hello. From your side of things, tell us a little bit about how that impacted you and your students.
Well, I am the AVID coordinator here at Cesar Chavez High School. Welcome to our beautiful campus, by the way, in the PXG district. Gorgeous. What a beautiful stadium. First of all, AVID means Advanced Via Individual Determination. It's a 4-year program here in our district that falls under college and career readiness. And thanks to you all, our kids were able to get new boards for the classroom, novels, everything we need in terms of supplies to get our kids prepped for the program and for college.
Yeah, we can see all of that on the screen there. And Holden, seeing the impact that this gets to have on teachers, I mean, what goes into the process? What do teachers looking to get involved need to know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a great question. I grew up with educators, and I got to see firsthand how these teachers are pouring into their classrooms and pouring in with their own resources. And to see that impact and from a firsthand perspective, and now get to be on this side of things where we're getting to help support teachers, it means so much. And this process hopefully could not be more simple. We have a 5-minute application, and all we need to know is who you are, what you teach, where you teach, and what your wish is. And hopefully in November, we'll be giving you a call to grant that wish. It's a wonderful program, and it's tremendous to see the impact.
It's important to know, too, and Hera, you're one of 2 teachers here at Cesar Chavez to be a recipient of this. And it's really cool because it really does touch on schools of all different backgrounds, students of different backgrounds, teachers of different backgrounds. And so it is really remarkable. 540 teachers are picked. There's grants of $2,500. And then there's 3 school wishes of $50,000 each. Holden, what goes into that?
Yeah, well, this is the 10th year of the Palo Verde Wishes for Teachers program, and we could not be more excited. Over the 10 years of this existence, we've granted over 2,600 wishes to the tune of $8.2 million. And this year, celebrating year number 10, we've decided to go above and beyond and grow the program to $1.5 million, which impacts 3 different schools at the $50,000 level and then 540 teachers at the $2,500 level. And we're so excited to celebrate year 10 and go above and beyond compared to where we've been before.
You know, and Hera, looking at it, I mean, we saw some of the things that you were able to buy that just made your life easier, but how did you see it really impact your students? Because at the end of the day, helping teachers helps students, and that's what this is really all about.
Yes, and here at Chavez, well, at any AVID program, it is school-wide, so it impacts the entire school, the kids, the teachers, everybody, and because of you all and the foundation, it really warmed my heart. Like, our kids deserve an opportunity, like all kids do, to go to college and just make something amazing of themselves. And thanks for your program and all that you do for us. And it's boggling to me, like, people could be so generous and kind.
Holden, Hera, thank you so much for joining us here today. The deadline to apply September 30th. Head to wishesforteachers.org. We'll have more at halftime here on the High School Football Showdown.
W7 Arizona is first and local, discovering the great places in our local communities.
Known for its fresh, delicious ingredients, Nectar Juice Bar is a favorite here in Laveen. What makes Nectar Juice Bar so popular with families in the area?
Nectar Juice Bar is very popular with families because we offer healthy, nutritious bowls, juices, smoothies, and protein-filled treats.
Everything's about protein these days, so I have to ask you about your new item of protein waffles.
Yes, we just released our protein waffles a couple months ago. These are our new pumpkin spice protein waffles that we have. We also have ones that have avocado on them, berries, some with peanut butter and chocolate and bananas. So lots of different options for those protein waffles.
And of course, the acai bowls. Although they're not always acai, you can customize and pick your own base and your own topping.
Yes, you can customize. You can do a build your own bowl, and you can customize any item as much as you want.
Am I detecting some more seasonal flavor in that?
Yes, this is gonna be our pumpkin chia parfait. It comes with apples on top. Very delicious. It's gonna taste like pumpkin pie.
And I know from coming here with my family, I've got 2 teenage boys. When they're hungry, they want it now. They don't want to wait, so
right.
You can grab and go.
Yes, you can grab items out of the grab and go. Right here we have our juices. This is a great option when you just want to head out the door and grab something for breakfast, lunch.
You guys are known for your juice, your bowls, and now your waffles. But you also have these, which is a way to restart your diet. If you've just gone off the rails, you bring it back.
Yes, for sure. This is a great way to get back on track. You know, it brings some healthy stuff into your body, resets your body for healthier eating habits. Right here we have our Signature 6, which contains every single one of our detox bottles. This one's going to be our Celery Detox Lifestyle Bundle with our Just Celery Detox bottles.
Tell us exactly where we are in Laveen.
So we are located on 51st and Baseline in the Fry's Plaza, and we are right next to Crumble Cookie. Make sure to look out for those coupons, discounts. We're going to be offering a BOGO. That is going to be promoted just online.
So before you come in here, you find those out there, and then have all the protein and fiber that you could ever want. I think this one's going to be mine, 'cause I already touched it. Oh my God.
How is it?
It's like eating pie.
It's so good. Love it.
Thanksgiving in a bite. Good, really good.
Former WNBA player Bridget Pettis has gone from the basketball court to the garden, and she's making sure everyone is eating healthy.
Miss B's Garden Market is a farm-to-table experience where we take our food from our farm and we transfer it into healthy meals and also byproducts as teas and also seasonings and things like that. Some of the things that you can get at the market is our seasonal vegetables as well as prepared meals and some of the seasoned products that we've created out of our food from the farm. So we also have seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, moringa, which is one of our really large products out there in the farm because we grow many moringa trees for the nutrition. I love working in the garden. It's a wonderful experience. Having the sunlight on you, having just getting my hands back into the soil, Also working with the volunteers, giving them the opportunity to experience it. It's just always been something true to me. I feel very connected and grounded working in the garden. One of the ways the garden has helped me is definitely reaching back into the community. Playing basketball, I was in a completely different environment, and it has just got me back in the most rich and authentic way back in the community. Miss B's Garden Market is important because it offers that farm-to-table experience through the local farmers, and then establishing products and also meals that come from our farm to be able to get out in our community. Miss B's Garden Market is here at 8900 North Central. We also have our farmers market every second Saturday in South Phoenix at 1200 West Vineyard Road, and you can see us out there as well.
Halftime here at Cesar Chavez. Saguaro SaberCats up 24-7 over the champions. Welcome on into the halftime show. Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk. They hear you. The first half had plenty of action, starting with the first touchdown of the night. Number 9, Nick Procopio gets the SaberCats on the board to take a 7-0 lead. Chavez getting the offense rolling early here, pass to Antoine Talton, who does the rest for a big first down with 5 left in the first quarter. But to end the first quarter, the SaberCats extend their lead. Nick Procopio once again finds pay dirt to make it 14-0. And you hear his name twice. Why not a third time? 3 times in short yardage situations. SaberCats up 21-0. But Chavez would not quit. Emmanuel Hernandez screen pass to Malik Shaw, who takes it upfield and does the rest. Rumbling and stumbling into the end zone. 21-7 game. And then Saguaro looking to add to the lead before halftime. Marcel Jones pass to Oliver Gibson. Breaks a few tackles he has brought down. Eventually the SaberCats settle for a field goal to make it 24-7. Now Lexi Lambert is with Coach Ovick.
Yes, here with Coach Hovick. What did you tell your boys in the locker room?
We got to fight for another 24 minutes. Again, we knew Saguaro was going to be a really tough opponent for us. We got to settle in, though. We got to stop the run if we want a chance.
Okay, perfect. Kickoff time. Best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
That was Coach Hovick, and they are ready for the second half. Lots to get to, lots of action for the champions and the SaberCats. This is the high school football showdown on CW7 Arizona.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country. Shamrock Farms. Whatever healthy looks like to you, there's a rockin' protein to match. And RCS Fun, the official entertainment provider of the Arizona State Fair.
Boy, it's been a fun night here in the Santam Ford broadcast booth here in Levine, Arizona. Glad to have you along for the ride. Second half action on the way. Devin Henry alongside Cody Cameron. About to kick things back off here on a muggy 88-degree night in Levine, Arizona. But Cody about to kick things off for the second half. Massive field goal for Saguaro. Big touchdown for the champions. But right now, with Saguaro getting the ball back, it looks like it's their game moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they had at will what they wanted to do up front in that first half. It was a really impressive first half for the SaberCats. I love what head football coach Darius Kelly said, too. I like the tempo. Loves the tempo of their offense. Attack on defense. How about that? Chavez with a pooch kick. I'm assuming Devin was supposed to be an onside kick attempt. The problem was, he didn't get it on the ground. Kicked it a laser right at the first level. So Saguaro starts this second half with tremendous field position.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want. Delano Sanguine did a great job getting that ball, and now Saguaro has themselves a phenomenal opportunity. Up right now already by a good margin, 24-7. Glad to have you guys here in Levine, Arizona with us. It is game number 4 of our Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown series on CW7 Arizona. Marcel Jones handing this ball back off and just really nowhere to go with it here. How about the defense from the champions? Tyus Graves again when the first one's there.
Yeah, and that linebacking core is going to have one of their best second halves in their high school season here, Devin, if they want to get going. Saguaro's averaging over 10 yards a carry in that first half at will, whatever they wanted in that first half.
third different body in the backfield. We get a whistle and a stoppage here. It looks like there was a loose towel on the field off of Marcel Jones. Good catch right there. The lineman showing off some hands right there. But we have, it looks like Quentin Sims, a fresh body at running back position. Someone who has 8 catches for 92 yards this year. Also a two-way player on this team and a multi-sport athlete. Play action, shot over the middle. He's been in the backfield all night, but they're a pickup of about 15 for Nick Procopio.
Let's just line up Procopio out in the slot, a little RPO game. The inside backer step up for the run threat there. It opens up the middle. Procopio gets inside release on that slant. Nice pitch and catch by Marcel Jones.
Jones now the fresh set of downs on the Cesar Chavez 37-yard line, pulsing this ball forward for a pickup of about 6 yards. It's again going to be Quentin Sims.
Man, they list Sims here at 6'3", 210. I do not think he's 6'3", 210 out there, but he's running hard, like you said, the third running back for Saguaro in this football game, and they're all chunking up front. A good gain on first down.
Inside linebacker last year, going to the outside this year, now running back here tonight against Chavez. Jones picks up the first down. Finally gets pulled down inside the 25-yard line. Coming out of the secondary, trying to make that stop for it. It was too late with Jamar Womack.
And there's that speed I'm talking about, Marcel Jones. And I just love the reaction to, hey, he doesn't see what he likes. Chavez dropped all 7 there. Some running lanes open up. He takes it, puts his head down, tucks the ball away, and moves the sticks for a first down.
1st and 10 now on the 23 at CCHS. Again keeps. Quick pass. Procopio met out the 30 and brought to the turf. Once again, this time it's like a missile. Jamar Womack with a stop, but still a gain of about 3.
Yeah, I like Womack a lot right here because he works from the deep coverage down up front, making a secure tackle. Nice play by the corner.
2nd and 7 here now. Another play action. This time swings it out to Gibson. Looking around that right side, trying to drag a champion with them. Brings it now inside the 15-yard line into the red zone. Our red zone sponsor tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips.
So here's the thing about this offense that's really impressed me tonight. They have not been in 3rd and long situations. They have really been efficient on 1st and 2nd down. And I don't think they've had a 3rd down situation, Devin, longer than a 3rd and 10. They have lived in these 2nd and 3rd down scenarios here.
Offense has been clicking like clockwork. 3rd down, 1 yard to go now on the 14-yard line of Cesar Chavez. Jones again keeps, eyes right, releases, and that ball goes off the chest of Gibson right inside the 5.
And Gibson's going to want that ball back. This is a great play. They might have a legal man downfield there. I believe the right tackle was about 5-6 yards downfield.
Yeah, you see, he was very frustrated with that, but it's going to be also a penalty on Saguaro.
Yeah, I think the right tackle, I don't know if they were working an RPO set there or what, but the right tackle was about 6 or 7 yards downfield, and they'll move them back to make it a 3rd and 6.
Nice drone coverage brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. And the recruiting roundup with our own Cody Cameron, Claudia Collins. You'll find Jordan Spurgeon, Claudia Collins.
Superstar Claudia Collins.
Absolutely. Jones swings it out once again, looking towards Sims. Makes a spin once, twice, first down.
Now, every Saguaro skilled player is making that first would-be tackle or miss. It's a great job of catching the ball. Bam! Spins right off the defender, and they just don't stop their feet. Saguaro doing a great job of moving forward, and that extra effort moves the sticks inside the red zone.
This ball residing on the 13. Jones again swings it out, and again it's Sims battling once, twice, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, SaberCats. How about Quentin Sims muscling his way to the end zone?
Same play, working swing route to the boundary. That receiver on that side takes the corner with him on an inside release move. Sims, max effort as he dives past the pylon for another SaberCats touchdown.
A rush from outside the 10, and just like that, Saguaro makes it a 30-7 game, and on for the extra point again, Ivan Salgado.
Scoreboard is malfunctioning.
SaberCats on the first drive of half number 2 put up 6, and Salgado puts up the 7. 31-7 ball game, and this time again, it's really from the run game for a little bit.
Yeah, much like the first half here, but a little bit more balanced. And we mentioned this in the first half. They have so much talent on that skill position, just getting the ball downfield. It's not anything where, hey, we need to go, deep bombs every single play to get it. I love what they're doing. Chavez in this cover 3 look where they are retreating 6 to 7 players every single play here, Devin. Just dump it off. Take to the guy who's open, and right now they're making every tackler, the first 2 tacklers miss, gaining max yardage. Saguaro's offense is cooking out here tonight.
Saguaro not missing it down, and you don't need to miss it down either. CW College Football Saturday when Temple takes on number 18 Georgia Tech as the Yellow Jackets look to prove they are an ACC powerhouse. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. right here on CW7 Arizona.
A Georgia Tech team, heck of a win last week against Clemson. I know it was a Clemson team that had a couple starters out, but how about the Yellow Jackets? I remember the Georgia Tech teams under Paul Johnson, Devin, that ran the triple option. Some really good triple option teams. Okay, trivia.
Don't give me trivia.
What superstar wide receiver played for Paul Johnson? There's a couple of them, but one in particular, one of the best ever. Ever. Nickname Megatron.
Oh.
There you go.
You don't got to give it away so easy.
Well, I mean, we had to go back to the broadcast.
I don't know.
We had to go back to the broadcast. Calvin Johnson played in that triple option offense.
Salgado boots this one to the end zone. Touchback here for the champions.
I knew it was going to give it away, but I had to say it.
It gave all of it. Well, talking about college, how about the pros as well? We talk about Devin Dampier, a Saguaro alum right now in the college game, but you look at the pros right now who hail from Saguaro High School. This is an absolute massive list of professionals who've come from this program. 3rd most in total with 11 total players. 5 right now are active. That's more than any Arizona high school football team in the state. Denzel Burke made his debut this year for the Cardinals from the 5th round. Hogan Haddon's current right now. Christian Kirk, Byron Murphy, and Keely Ringo. That's one of your boys on defense right there. But look at this massive list of everybody who's played for Saguaro and has now become a professional here.
You know, it was amazing. Also on that list, it was Charlie Dickey, who is a longtime offensive line coach and NCAA coach at Oklahoma State and a couple other spots. And you know what's cool about that is now he comes back into the Valley every recruiting cycle, Devin, and recruits some of the state's best players. So that list is full. Denzel Burke getting in the game for Arizona Cardinals, and he's probably going to start this Sunday in Santa Clara when they play the Niners because of so many injuries in the back half. So that's awesome. You mentioned Keely. Devin Dampier, he is proven right now that he'll be an NFL draft pick at quarterback. He is the man, one of the best competitors I've ever seen in the Arizona high school football landscape.
Hey, I've heard from the Sports 360 AZ college expert, if he's not a day 2 guy, he's a day 1 guy in the draft. How about the throw behind the receiver? He almost bear clawed that in. Haven't heard much from Tyvis Spencer tonight, but the athlete right there and deemed the best overall athlete in the champions almost reeled in a beautiful play.
Yeah, Chavez head coach Chandler Hovick talked yesterday about how athletic and long the secondary of Saguaro was. What does that do? They're able to match up a lot of cover 0 and a lot of cover 1 scheme. Playing a ton of cover 1 or cover 5 here, where these safeties are helping over the top. It allows those defensive backs to play underneath and hug on that backside hip. And the secondary of Saguaro is blanketing the Chavez wide receivers here tonight.
Cesar Chavez still behind the sticks. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 for Hernandez. Quick drop, sling right over the middle, and then a pack of SaberCats are there to take down Thomas Yond. 4th down on the way here for CCHS.
And Saguaro keeping everything in front of them. Where on the flip side, right, Saguaro's offense is breaking every single level, it seems like every play. Right now, Saguaro is rallying to the football, getting 4 or 5 defensive players on there for tackling. That is a product of very good coaching over there for Saguaro.
Elijah Jackson, new returner here for the Saguaro SaberCats. Moving it away, we don't have 24 on the roster. I've been trying to look throughout the game. I believe this is Johnny Tarango punting away here for Cesar Chavez. Beautiful spin. That's going to be right about the 45. Takes a beautiful Chavez jump and will land at about the 36-yard line. Well, let's take a little bit of a look ahead here for Cesar Chavez High School. Up next, this is the middle of or homestand here. 2 road games coming up on the way, but they have a lot coming up for them here, Cody. It's the first time they've ever played Boulder Creek, but after that, they have a losing record all time against every team on this list except for Valley Vista.
You know what I call this list? Brutal. Brutal. When you have Pinnacle, Chandler, Hamilton, all those teams are undefeated in in-state teams. Chandler lost to a California team a couple weeks ago. But those three teams are rolling. And then you have a Mesa team who's been in the news a lot this week. That looks like potentially they're going to get 4 to 5 kids from the state of California to play. And guess what? That team's already tough under Jeremy Hathcock. Then you add some of those athletes. That is a tough schedule ahead for the champions.
That'll be game 7 for the champions. Both teams really. Saguaro has a lot of transfers, so they're looking to get their jerseys on in week number 6. Chavez also has a lot of kids who are going to become eligible in week 6. That game you're talking about, Cody, that's going to be week number 7. So they're going to have a week with a lot of their new guys jumping in. So a good opportunity for them to get together before they got a really big game coming up.
And so does Saguaro. I was down there pregame looking at it, and I was talking to Coach Frank Rubin, who's been there since, I don't know, the 1940s, something like that. I said, hey, all these kids over here, where are they? He goes, that's the week 6 depth right there. And Saguaro's always had that. I got to make a quick note here, Devin. The offensive line play, I keep mentioning just the left side. The whole unit for Saguaro has been amazing. And for so long, Saguaro football, everybody's talked about the quarterbacks and the receivers and the running backs. Their offensive line play always impressed me. And one of their longtime offensive line coaches, Mark Martinez, who's now at Brophy, one of the best offensive line coaches in the state of Arizona, he checks in with a text message saying that he loves our commentary. I love when the coaches are watching the broadcast. Mark Martinez, Coach Martinez, you're the man. I appreciate you.
3rd and 4, Jones unloads, picks up Armstrong for a first down. And that's one thing that Coach Kelly told me about, too, was that they lean on this offensive line. Those guys in the trenches make a huge difference to you week in and week out. And you see how much time they give Jones in the pocket.
Yeah, it's a great read, too. Tristan Armstrong working underneath there, but he runs that route right at the sticks. How many times do we see high school and college football players run that route short, and then they become a 4th and 1 situation? That is a smart heads-up play by Tristan Armstrong.
Trying to move into Chavez territory. He does so with another tall pass to Armstrong. Tries to stay on his feet, but he'll still pick up 12 yards and move on to the Chavez 40.
Yeah, Armstrong was a player his sophomore year when he transferred over from Shap, and he got a lot of PT at Shap too, Devin. He was picking up a lot of D1 offers because of his frame, and right there he does a good job of coming back to the football and high-pointing that. Marcel Jones puts it on another rope, and it's another first down for the SaberCats.
5 D1 offers so far, playing a lot of defense, and Coach Kelly's really excited to get him back on offense. That's where he's being recruited, but right now doing a little bit of sacrifice to help this team defensively until they get some of those week 6 transfers moving to the defense.
I think it just makes the secondary so much better, too, adding a player who understands the offensive side of the ball. Why? Because he plays it. He has played it. So he understands route concepts, where wide receivers are looking to break. And I think it makes him a ball hawk, but I'm super impressed with his attacking ability. He had 2 tackles to start the game early on.
2nd down and 7 on the Chavez 37 for Jones. Siege pressure, gets away from Bell, tries to find a hole, slides forward for about 2 yards before he gets brought down by Angel Rea.
Now, give Chavez this. They have never quit in this football game. No. You know, they've been trailing the entire time, and that's a Coach Hovick-led team. It's a proud program. They're going to fight every single play.
I'm a little ashamed I haven't brought it up yet, but of course, Chandler Hovick, an alumni here at Cesar Chavez High School, and he's someone who told me we won't be known as a nasty physical football team. If we're playing hard, we can live with that. We know that we're going to play guys who at the end of the day are better than us, but we want to go out, play some hard-nosed football, and try to go out and just play our best and be someone that other teams go, oh, we have to play Chavez this week. Jones gets away, picks up the first down, flag in the backfield.
Yeah, we're going to have holding here, so we're going to have a 3rd and 15 situation. Going back to that Hovick quote, he was the quarterback, too.
Yes,
so when you have that when a quarterback is having the mentality, right? I'm a defensive guy, so I'm going to take a shot at the quarterbacks here, right? It's more some of the cute football, but that shows you the mentality of Hovick, but also I think the community of Levine is so special to him. So special. His whole motto here when he took this job over was, I want Levine kids to stay in Levine. And there's no better person to do that.
Yeah, let's take a look at how he performed actually as a quarterback. Over 2,100 career passing yards, or excuse me, 2,100 passing yards as a senior. Over 3,600 total passing yards in his career. 25 touchdowns senior year, 28 total touchdowns as he had 6 rushing his senior year as well. He was absolutely fantastic. And get this, Cody, his senior year, he went 7-3. What did Chavez do last year in his first year as head coach? They go 7-3 as well.
Oh, he's a dude. He was a dude. I can't wait to text him. Going that.
Now, he's someone who believes in this. He talked to me about just how surreal it was going back in the hallways, coming back onto this field and remembering all the memories of those touchdowns, those moments on the sidelines. Now, coming back here and raising this next group of young men here at Cesar Chavez High School.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's a better coach to do exactly that. The mission of Chavez High School and what the administration wants. It's a school, Devin. I've been here since 2017, and I think roster-wise and where kind of talent comes from Levine, this school could be so talented, and we saw waves of it. COVID hit. Unfortunately, all these kids weren't able to play. They transferred everywhere, and they started at some of the top schools. Chandler High School, Centennial High School, Saguaro High School, they all benefited from the school not being able to play. I just want to see the crop of talent here stay here, and Chandler Hovick's the coach to make that happen.
And of course, Hovick had a massive turnaround when he took over at Central High School, another one of those Phoenix Union schools who just doesn't get looked at. When he came in here last year at Chavez, that was the 4th different head coach over 5 years, and that included a 3-game season during that COVID time as well. Running for that ball, it gets muffed, he goes down. Saguaro will pick it up on the run there. Elijah Jackson will take it away.
Look at Brig Randall making the play there, just drilling the returner. Brig Randall doing so much at the running back room, and he runs down there, pretty much drops the hammer, and a heck of a play by the Saguaro special teams unit.
Yeah, that one was rough there, trying to catch up to that football. It goes off the chest pad, and there was no way they were going to get that ball back. Saguaro takes over, called a gain of about 20 or so. They're going to take over here on the Chavez 31.
Everything is going right for the SaberCats tonight. Monumental play. I'm getting an update from one of the coaches here, Devin. Number 3 is not Quentin Sims for Saguaro. We have freshman Kenzo Westbrook wearing that jersey. 3 broadcasts in, Devin. That has happened to me every single broadcast. But that's high school football. That is high school football. So Kenzo Westbrook, number 3 for Saguaro, having a heck of a game.
I'm glad someone told us, though, so we have to say something. That. Westbrook here in the backfield. Jones keeps. Escapes the pocket. Has all the time in the world looking towards the end zone. Has to check it down, though. Good job making something out of nothing as Lane Mignall gets it towards the 6.
How about the little flick of the wrist, too, rolling left? Still keeping his eyes downfield. Marcel's done a really good job of that tonight, where I just think he's always done a good job of extending plays, but he's shown tremendous accuracy tonight.
Makes it 2nd down. Moving this on to the 23-yard line. Just had all the time in the world here. Was trying to look down the field and just heaves it forward. This time he'll hand it off, finding a hole, moving forward, gets struck once and moves inside the 10. And that there again is going to be Westbrook.
And he's ran so hard, especially in the second half. And it's been good because they spelled Procopio, who had 3 touchdowns in 18 minutes in this football game. But they might not have a depth in a ton of positions, but they for sure have depth at the skill position room.
Timeout here, Cesar Chavez. We'll step aside along with them. Saguaro up 31-7, still looking to strike. More coming up here tonight on CW7. Thank you very much. Now, 2-time Emmy Award nominated multimedia journalist Jordan Spurgeon. Thank you, sir.
What a superstar Jordan Spurgeon is. And a heck of a nominee. He works his tail off, and he is so talented. Here we go. The human interest, long-form content.
Thank you,
our
Jen.
very own Jordan Spurgeon and Milan Andrade. The Fighting Freemans, which was an amazing documentary of Coach Freeman and his daughter, who is such a warrior. She is incredible.
There he is. There he is. Look at him.
You got me there. But hey, like you said, though, that story, I mean, just giving it a quick minute. Coach Ryan Freeman and his daughter, what they're going through, still to this day is very, very tough, and very proud to share their story. So thanks for highlighting that.
Now, let me get this right. It was ALS to Ashes was the first nomination, correct?
It was, correct. Yeah, another great story. Corey knocked a real, true light out here in Arizona before he passed. And, again, just really blessed to share those stories.
Definitely recommend you guys checking those out. Those are heart-wrenching, heart-grabbing stories there.
Can we keep that lower third on Spurgeon the rest of the season?
Rest of the season.
Mr. Emmy nominee. Love it.
Too much.
First and goal on the 10 here for Saguaro. Marcel Jones. They've been dominating the run game. He'll hold it this time. Shot to the end zone. Procopio was looking for it, batted away, and almost picked up by Tyvius Spencer.
That's a great read by Tyvius Spencer. He's playing that deep third safety on that side. And he jumps that, so it's what they're doing. They're just fake taking the quick log now rock there on the trips to the boundary and just go 2 9 routes outside release. And Spencer hightails it over there to break up that pass.
Spencer had a touchdown last week against Queen Creek. 6 receptions for over 100 yards this season. A fumble recovery and INT. He's done a little bit of it all here for the champions. Jones now on second on the 10-yard line. Another play action. Has to escape the pocket. He has grass in front of him. Tries to plow over a defender and will pick up about 7.
That was a tremendous tackle by the corner, a touchdown-saving tackle by another sophomore for Chavez, Ronald Brassfield, 5'9", 150. Look at this, comes up, secures the tackle. Nice wrap up there by Brassfield.
Brassfield's first game was last week, and it was mostly on offense. 2 receptions, 27 yards, another one of those two-way players here on both teams. Buck 34 to go in quarter 3. Jones eyeing the end zone. Fires. Corner. Touchdown Sabercats. Number 4 on the night. Nick Procopio snags it in.
A corner route way to the field side. Marcel Jones puts a little air underneath. Procopio runs right under it. Gets his feet down for his 4th score of the night. Gonna get a replay here. Marcel Jones puts that right in the bread basket where only Procopio can catch it, right past the outstretched arm of the defensive back. It's kind of a tough view there, but it looks like the foot might have been down. Tough angle. Either way, touchdown Saguaro.
Salgado from the drone shot puts up the extra point, up and good. That's 4 touchdowns tonight. Came into tonight with just 1 rushing touchdown. That was all he had, and now he's made 4 house calls this evening. Don't miss a down of CW College football Saturday when Temple takes on number 18 Georgia Tech as the Yellow Jackets look to prove they are an ACC powerhouse. Coverage begins at 1 here on CW7.
So first half, it was pretty much Saguaro in the run game. The second half, we've really seen more of a balance. Coach Mazzoni, the offensive coordinator over at Saguaro, done a little bit more RPO, get athletes ball in space, but we have showcased Marcel Jones here in the 3rd quarter, throwing a little bit more downfield, and I believe the touch and the accuracy. This is one of the best games I've seen Marcel Jones play.
I want to talk a little bit about Hispanic Heritage Month just kicked off here, and of course, we are at Cesar Chavez High School, named after the champion of humanity is what he's dubbed. Cesar Chavez, the humanitarian and social activist born in Yuma, Arizona, served for the U.S. Navy. In 2012, the Navy named the USNS Cesar Chavez after him. Chavez was an American farm worker and labor leader who co-founded the United States Farm Workers Union, which is now evolved to the United Farm Workers of America. But that's who this school is named after. The mascot is named Champion, based off of his championship of humanity. And of course, his motto, Si se puede, which means, yes, it can be done.
Love that. And you could see it, the culture and the respect for it pre-game and throughout the game. It is awesome.
Absolutely love it. One of the youngest schools in the state, and of course here at Phoenix Union District as well. 3 champions surrounded that ball. Somehow gets it all the way out to the 25-yard line in a pack of Sabercats. But nonetheless, a really good pickup here on the run from Brassfield.
1st and 10.
Boy, gotta love this drone shot here, and this is one of the most beautiful campuses that I've been to in all of Arizona high school football. It's truly a stadium, and I can't wait to see more and more growth here at Chavez.
Yeah, it is tough to beat that stature right there. That is an amazing shot, and the venue is incredible. Downtown Phoenix to our northwest, the South Mountains, just south of us. Great setup here at Chavez High School.
Last year, this program got to the state tournament, had to unfortunately play number 4 Mountain View, the eventual state runner-up, and lost 52-7. Again, that was Coach Hovick saying, hey, sometimes there's going to be guys who are better than us, wrapped up here, brought down after about a 3-yard gain. But that was the first postseason for this program since 2019, since pre-COVID. We've really been trying to work to kind of bring this program back to what it can be and what they want it to be here at Cesar Chavez, and make these Thursday nights or Friday nights big here at Cesar Chavez. At Phoenix Union, these schools, like we talked about, got waylaid by COVID, but even before then, you didn't see these Phoenix schools, these metro schools, get a lot of say, get a lot of grace. And now trying to hear Coach Hovick coming back to his alma mater. I'm actually curious about your thought on this, Cody, because I asked him, what's the biggest difference between when you graduated in 2012 and these kids here today, and he said they're a lot cooler. That's the biggest difference. I was making my first Instagram post back then.
That's right. I graduated in 2013, and we didn't really have social media at all. So that's funny that I think Hovick's a pretty cool head football coach.
Look at the beard.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
2nd down, 7 to go here for the champion. Hernandez eyes a deep ball down the right side in double coverage and almost taken away. Was looking for Tyrone Thompson and was nearly swiped away by Elijah Jackson.
Yeah, and Mitchell also a defensive back over there. Flying, staying on that back hip. Good double bracket. We're going to get an aerial view of it. Hit the post, turns right on that backside. Both defensive backs in tremendous position right there. He pretty much broke up that attempted interception on his safety there. So a little friendly fire, but shows the good coverage. And they have been locked down. The entire secondary has been locked down all game long.
Goodness, what a beautiful shot from our drone here. Great camera crew with the CW7 Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown. Great crew inside the truck. I know they're working their butts off week in and week out. Shot over the middle. Beautiful cannon. First down and then some. Moves one defender out of the way and goes beyond midfield. How about some athleticism on the pickup there? That was Thomas Yond again, the sophomore.
Yeah, that looked like Yond's touchdown catch against Quinn Creek. He caught it on that a short gain and just made 4 or 5 guys miss, cut against the grain, and had some speed. They have found success over the middle, and Thomas Yond does a good job of finding that, and Hernandez puts it on him, and a big first down conversion on that 3rd down.
How about a breath of life here for Cesar Chavez, now moving beyond midfield on the Saguaro 43, new set of downs.
A great catch.
Hernandez rolls right, fires, has to come back for a falls incomplete, and there's a flag coming in from the secondary. He threw that about as far as that ball went.
Yeah, he did. He threw about 25 yards here, so we'll see what the penalty is here as we near the end of the 3rd quarter.
A little bit of mustard. 5 seconds left here in quarter 3.
I'm pretty sure
that's going to be holding here, and it's going to be coming back here on Saguaro.
And Coach Kelly talked to Lexi Lambert at half a little bit about this of, hey, we want to clean up a little bit of stuff. But outside of that, they've been a clean game. The coaching staff said, I was talking to them down on the field, that hey, we have to limit the penalties. They felt like they had too much of inconsistent play in those first 3 games, and it really led to 2 of those games where they lost at the very end. That very, very winnable. But they played pretty clean football here tonight.
Quarter 4 coming up on the way. Be sure to stick around for our post-game belt presentation with Lexi Lambert, and of course post-game show with Mr. Emmy nomination himself, Jordan Spurgeon. Handoff, pounding down the middle. Stood up by the SaberCats on a short gain by Malik Shade. And quarter number 3, Chavez trying to drive here, trailing 38-7. Still a lot to play for as it's early in the year and early trying to build up these pair of programs and their dreams to become who they want to be come the postseason. Glad to have you here on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Sweet James. We fight to get what you deserve. The U.S. Army, be all you can be. And Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk. They hear you.
Welcome back here to the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Devin Henry and Cody Cameron with you in the Santan 4 broadcast booth. Lexi Lambert down the sideline with our Sweet James pregame, postgame, half-game. George Spurgeon downstairs. A lot more coming up here with our Fiesta Bowl Showdowns. A look at our upcoming schedule. I hear next week Ben Franklin will actually make an appearance at that game. But Cody, what are you guys all most looking forward to moving on here?
This is what I'm excited for. You guys get me off this headset. You guys are tired of hearing me, and you get Eliav Gabai. You get Rick Garrettson, and you get my man Jordan Ham. I believe we get more. We get more of you. We get Jordan Spurgeon. We get all these people. The amount of talent, literally talent.
Hey, Jody Jackson coming back, Cody.
Jody comes back. The broadcasting teams coming up are heavy hitters. I love that for this schedule.
You know, gotta say too, showing love to so many different schools is a great time. North Canton at Maryville. You know, the Carter twins. Yep. It's gonna be fun watching what they're doing down there at Maryville. New first year there, coming back to Arizona, and a lot of excitement around that team, and specifically that week. Things will be really exciting. But back to you guys up in the booth.
Huge run there for Malik Shea, picking up the first down.
He has been a big bright spot for this Chavez offense. And now look at him, he's fired up still. He is fired up on that long run, breaks a couple would-be tackles. And I don't know if you saw it, Devin, but he just hits the rock star first down moving after. I love it.
Someone who has that low pad level of 5'8", a little bit of a bulldozer, Coach Hovick called him. New set of downs here, moving into the red zone on the 15-yard line here. Our red zone sponsor tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. Right now, Chavez trying to make their second trip into the end zone. Handoff. Finds the edge, shoved deep out of bounds. Looks like no gain maybe there for Shea. First one there for Saguaro looked like Wiseman.
Yeah, he's one of those Swiss Army knives. 6'3", 195. Has a slew of Division I offers as well. Bowling Green, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico State. New Mexico State's defensive line coach is actually here as they have Amari Bell, defensive lineman for Chavez, committed there. Jaden Wiseman with that frame, the length. He can play deep safety, he can play in the box, he can line up at big nickel and be in a cover zero scheme there, hard press. He really reminds me, similar frame to Jacoby Covington, who graduated a couple years ago, played at USC. And Jaden Wiseman's one of those players that can just play all over the place for Saguaro.
Great opportunity here for Chavez to find a way into the end zone. Second down, 10 to go on the 15 of Saguaro. Shea gets the call, finds a hole, lowers the shoulder and brings it inside the 5. About 3 or 4 Saguaro SaberCats in his way, and there's another first down motion out of Shea.
How about the burst of speed, too, as he breaks the first level and finishes that run with power, with Ferris Jenkins kind of hobbled with, I think, a shoulder injury and kind of banged up walking this game. He just came back into the backfield. Malik Shea is kind of showing some promise in that back half.
Shea came in tonight with under 70 rushing yards on just 13 carries. And, of course, teams continue to develop more and more as we go deeper into the season, looking for this to be part of that development here. First and goal here on the 5-yard line for the champions, trying to set things up. Hernandez looking to get CCHS back into the end zone. Hernandez under center. Some motion, curl, flag down. Wrapped up. Ball is loose, goes out of bounds. First one there, Claiborne Watkins.
I don't know what they're going to call it. Either he's down by contact to the backside of the knee, and hopefully he's okay. He's going to get up here. But regardless, might be intentional. I don't know what they're going to. Yeah, they threw the flag, and it most likely will be intentional grounding till that left side lost it down. That Saguaro defensive line, we highlighted them in the pregame and pretty much throughout that first half. They have dominated in this football game.
And this is exactly what Saguaro wants. Like you said, Cody, there's a chance that this team would be 3-0. They're up 17-0 last week in Tucson against South Point, but then couldn't hold on. South Point went out and just went ballistic in that second half. Came out with a win in that, and Saguaro's 1-2.
And Matt Avalar, the South Point senior quarterback, he lit him up pretty good in the second half, and that was one of the keys to the game was, hey, limit the big plays, and they have done so tonight. And I believe that penalty...
It looked like just a sideline warning.
Gotcha. So they're going to mark him down as it. I'm assuming what they're going to call, Devin, is they're going to mark that down as a sack.
So Chavez will take a timeout here, trying to find a way into the end zone. We'll step aside along with them on the other side. More action here in the fourth quarter. Saguaro leads Cesar Chavez 38-7. Welcome back to the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Devin Henry, Cody Cameron coming at you from the Santan 4 broadcast booth. Let's take a look ahead for the Saguaro SaberCats. We looked at Cesar Chavez already, a losing record against everyone but one team. How about those Saguaro? They are undefeated against every single team on the way. That includes Higley. Their last game was in the 4A semifinal in 2017. And how about Williamsfield? That's a rematch of the 2014 D3 championship the last time that those guys met.
Yeah, still some serious heavy hitters on that Highland, Higley, O'Connor, Williamsfield, Brophy, ending with Shadow Ridge. That is not an easy slate, especially when you look kind of towards the tail end. That O'Connor, Williamsfield, and Brophy, all three of those offensive lines are darn good. But what tonight does and inspires and puts some confidence into your Saguaro team. And then, Devin, I apologize. I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus the rest of the game because our amazing producer, Jen Doan, was talking about fair food and all the fried Oreos and all this stuff. We have the fair starting tomorrow for the next month. And see, they're just calling a timeout to give me more time to talk about the fair food.
Go for it. What's your favorite?
We're pretty close. Deep fried Oreos. Give me a deep fried Oreo all day. So thank you, Jen, our amazing producer. Now I'm starving.
There's RCS for you. Excited for the Arizona State Fair back in town. Hernandez on 2nd and goal from the 18. Hands it off, and the H-back Penrod trying to do something here. Brings it inside the 5, but a flag's on the field.
It might be a legal motion here, pre-snap penalty. We'll take a look at it. White Hat gives the call. But Mason Penrod, nothing new to quarterback here. He was the starting quarterback to start the season. He was a quarterback last year. He was a transfer, missed 5, and then played the last 5. He is a superstar athlete, and he's a tremendous rusher. Legal shift.
So move back Chavez even more after that.
Turns out we got a little illegal shift.
Following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7 only on CW7 Arizona. Right shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona. You know what is expected, Cody? I messed up the word unexpected twice. You think I'd figure that out the first one?
I love it.
Said unexpected.
I was going for the hat trick. You know, if
someone already has a hat trick.
I was going to say,
one.
Procopio already beat you to it, but.
Excited for that, and be sure to stick around tonight, and we will find out who's going to be the belt winner tonight with Lexi Lambert, and then our post-game show with Jordan Spurgeon. We'll look ahead to next week's game at Ben Franklin High School. How about the double reverse here? Finds a hole, turns the corner, and finally slides down for a sizable gain, but it'll be 4th down and still a mile to go after the pickup from Jan.
Thomas Jan put a Saguaro defender on skates. He gets this ball, and there's 2 Saguaro defenders here. Watch this move. Bam! Little shake and bake. Works to the outside. Picks up a big gain. Slides down. Thomas Jan's one of those sophomore players from the class of 2028 that's getting a ton of run for Chavez.
Don't be confused.
Chavez taking their time here to try to get this ball back out. Hernandez got a little bit shaken up. Penrod, the H-back from quarterback. Now back into quarterback here in the 4th quarter. Coming down to just 8 minutes to go almost in this 4th and final frame. And Chavez trying to find their way into the end zone. We've seen a lot of bright spots with this Chavez offense, but hasn't really been able to put everything together so far.
Yeah, the thing about having Mason Penrod play quarterback here, it truly brings a dual threat ability. He is such a good runner, and between the tackles, he's a good runner. He's going to get another timeout from Chavez here. So I think putting Mason Penrod back at quarterback, I think Hovic's going, he was our starter. We believe in him, and opens up a little bit more of a dual threat aspect for our offensive game plan.
Well, real quick here, I want to go over the open division because it has changed this year. It's really not an open division at all. It's the best of the best. Of course, the AIA is realigning based on more so talent and success past 3 years than it is school size anymore in football. So if you look at what the open division is this year, it goes off of the AIA's magical algorithm. The top 4 ranked teams in 6A go directly into the open division final 8 teams, that quarterfinal. Then if you go 5 through 12, they will play essentially what is like a 1-round play-in game if you compare it to other sports. So 5 through 12 play that one game. And then from there, those 4 winners will go on to those final 8. The 4 losers will now go to the 6A bracket, where teams 13 through 20 were playing, those winners move on. So it's a little bit more convoluted, but I think the big thing there is for 6A. For a team like Saguaro, there's more opportunity now for them to not only get in, but then also go ahead forward and get themselves into a postseason match, unlike last year at 1-9.
Well, I love what you said about the magic formula, because, heck, I've been down here for 8 years, and I'm still trying to figure it out. What's going to be interesting to me, Devin, is we've never had a scenario where a team loses a game and still plays.
Yeah.
So I know
like
they're following more of the basketball format of that, right? I just have never seen it. I don't know what it would look like mentally to gear up after losing a quote-unquote playoff game and still being alive. But we shall see. What it is going to do is more teams technically in 6 are going to make the playoffs.
Penrod gets a man to jump, unloads to the end zone, and intercepted. Saguaro takes over. Delano Seguin picks up INT number 1 on the year.
Yeah, I think he had the receiver for a split second. The problem is you're running that hitch and go pretty much down on the 17-yard line. You don't have a lot of field to work with. Throws it up in double coverage, and the senior defensive back high points it for an interception in the Saguaro secondary.
And obviously Saguaro looking to be, first of all, just one of those 1 through 12. Essentially 1 through 12, you can qualify for the open division.
Yes.
If you do lose that first round game, you go down, and you're able to still fight for the 6A. For those of you wondering, great job making that miss there, and here's the INT.
Aunt, uncle, grandfather.
And for those of you wondering, 4A, 5A football, they're going to play a 9-game season and have a play-in round, just like you do in volleyball, basketball, soccer, where 1 through 8 get a bye, 9 through 24 play each other for those final 8 spots. On the run for Jones to the sideline here, and that ball is going to come out on the ground. I'm trying my best to explain that. We need to do that a few more times this season, Cody.
I think you did a very good job. I still don't know. And
do I owe you a Venmo now after that? You weren't supposed to say that.
I don't know. And when you talk about the 2A, 3A, 4A game, has the replay here is Saguaro wide receiver stepped out of bounds anyway. When you look at the 2A, 3A, and 4A conferences, you are correct. Like 2A, that Week 10 game, which is historically a rivalry game, is totally different now.
On the look here on the sideline, able to get this ball out to Randall on the swing. Shakes one man off, stepped out of bounds though after pick up a 5.
You got a little laundry on the field over here, folks.
Flag down as well. We've seen a lot of mustard covering the turf tonight.
We did. We started off hot in the first half, not seeing it, and then I broadcaster jinxed it about 7 minutes in going, hey, I think that's the first flag we've seen today, and it's trickle-down effect, so always blame the broadcasters.
There it is. There's that mustard all over the turf. This will go back on Saguaro, set them back behind the sticks. This Saturday, the toughest bull riders on earth face off in the PBR Camping World Series. It's a thrill ride from start to finish, live on CW7 Arizona this Saturday at 5 p.m. Absolute maniacs. I take it so I'm a big motorsports guy, as you know. I feel like every form of motorsports, it takes a certain amount of screws to be loose or to be successful. That's the same thing for athletics. Football, baseball, basketball, you need an X amount of screws loose to be successful. No screws better be tightened at all if you go ride bulls.
Devin, you are in a state that has multiple opportunities. As there's a huge game.
Beautiful shot
right there for Oliver Gibson, who is our player to watch for Saguaro. He's one of those slot receivers who they line him up everywhere. He's explosive in the back half. And nice pitch and catch for Marcel Jones. I mentioned it. Marcel Jones looks so comfortable. So much credit to the offensive line because he has all day to throw in Oliver Gibson exposing the secondary. But, my good friend, you have so many opportunities to ride a bull here in the state. We'll go to the Buffalo Chip one Friday night. You could ride one for like $10.
I'll watch you. I'll give you $100 just to watch you. Jones sneaking away, making men miss. The Sacramento State commit got free. Turn on the afterburners. 55-yard touchdown, Marcel Jones.
Marcel Jones continues to dominate in this football game. He's done it with his arm and now showing off his lightning speed. He breaks contain, finds the left side of the field, and turns on the afterburners. Look at him. He surveys, doesn't like what he sees, steps up, and bam, tucks that ball away. And he's the fastest football player on the field. How about that move midway? Beats the corner. Marcel Jones, have a day.
Absolutely beautiful run tonight for Marcel Jones. There's been a lot in the ground game tonight for Saguaro. It's a 44-7 ball game. Exclamation point from Salgado is up, and that extra point is going to split the uprights here from our Sports 360 AZ drone. Saguaro leads this 45-7, 6:53 to go in quarter number 4. And Saguaro doing exactly what you would expect them to do here this season after a tough loss against South Point. So from here on out, we will have a running clock once you get to a certain number here in Arizona high school football. So anything other than a timeout is no longer going to be stoppage of play. So clock's going to start running here unless Chavez can get themselves in the end zone, pick up some points. But again, be sure to stick around. We got a lot going on post-game. We have our What a Burger, What a Play of the game. We have our belt presentation. Will it be an offensive player for the first time this year? And then, of course, we go down to Mr. Emmy nominee Jordan Spurgeon for a post-game show. So much still to come here on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona.
That is his name now. He is Mr.
Emmy nominee.
That is it. This has been a great showing for the SaberCats. You know, I feel like after those first 2 or 3 games there where they just really let go, I think the scheme and the game plan they had coming into this week, they're putting it all out. This has been one of the best Saguaro football games from start to finish probably in the last 2 years. The head football coach, Darius Kelly, should be really, really proud of his football team.
This is something where you have to kind of get the wheels all tightened, because next up after this is Highland, Higley, O'Connor, who we just saw last week here on the Showdown, Williamsfield, Brophy Prep. You end the year against Shadow Ridge. That's maybe the simplest game of the year, but first you got to get there and get there healthy.
Yeah, that's where the depth comes into play, right? The skill players, they have it all, but especially up front. Can't lose one of your top players on offense or defensive line.
Little pooch. That one's going down on the sidelines. Salgado there trying to get that on the sideline. Goes out of bounds. Chavez will recover. Hey, more football to come. Don't miss a down of CW College Football Saturday when Temple takes on number 18 Georgia Tech, as the Yellow Jackets look to prove they are an ACC powerhouse. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. here on CW7 Arizona. Now, I got to call out our good friend here, Cody Cameron. I brought up how we're going to have Brent Brennan in a NASCAR stock car this Saturday at Phoenix Raceway. Cool to have the U of A coach there. And he goes, hey, you see the F1 track? I said, no, I haven't seen the F1.
Which is tomorrow, by the way. Which is also tomorrow. But Coach Brennan, hey, I'm a Bay Area product here. Coach Brennan did such good things at San Jose State and now continuing to do so down in Tucson this year. I love that for Coach Brennan. That's awesome.
Handoff here. It's a new running back, number 23, who's not on our rosters. Slides out of bounds. But my point's not done, Cody. What you need to do is next Saturday turn on the CW when the NASCAR Xfinity Series heads to Kansas Speedway, because that right there is some of the best racing in the world, is that NASCAR Xfinity Series.
I feel like that's a no-brainer. If it's getting the vouch from Devin Henry, Devin, you count me in. I am all for it. I also want to add this to the broadcast. This is 3 weeks in a row that we have mystery player on the roster getting carries, number 23. That's high school football at its best. Some of these players, they come up from JV because of an injury or something like that. They're not on the original roster. But mystery player 23, good burst of speed there.
And hey, anytime that you get quality snaps on a varsity roster, doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're playing the backups of the Saguaro secondary, those are phenomenal reps to be getting. If you're playing the starters of the Saguaro defense, that's great reps to look at in real-time action. Quick snap to Penrod, handoff again, and mauled by a pack of SaberCats. No gain.
Yeah, Elijah Zuna, the junior outside linebacker, 6'1", 180, getting some run here with a tackle on that play.
Go back 1 year ago. Darius Kelly's first year as head coach of these SaberCats. They go 1-9. Worst season in SaberCat history since 1998. First time under 500 and missing the playoffs since 2003. Second time missing the postseason ever in this millennium. 1-9 SaberCats.
And here's the thing. So Zach Hill, that took over for Jason Mons in that 2023 year, beat Red Mountain the 6A state title to crown 6A champs. They still had a ton of assistant coaches that were under the Mons era there. But last year, DK's first year as head football coach, the amount of assistants that they did lose from those years, for various reasons. Hey, a lot of them, like Kyle Cowell, just done coaching. A couple of them went over to Brophy. That is brutal. The continuity of that Saguaro coaching staff was huge. It was absolutely huge. So I think DK already started in the hole there. They had some players leave, too.
He said upwards of 60.
They had a ton of players leave, and so depth was an issue, plus the schedule. The schedule was brutal. So really impressed with how this season has started, because once again, They could very well. They're going to get a win here tonight. They could be 4-0. They are 2-2 on the schedule, but a lot more promise with this year's Saguaro's team.
But when you have a season like that at a program like this, what I told Coach Kelly is there's one of two options typically. Either you're leaving or you're being shown the door at a program like this. Not only was he not shown the door, but he's how he wants to stay. As Penrod here spins out of a tackle, picks up a first down, shoved out of bounds for about a 15-yard gain, and flags coming off the Saguaro sideline. But he said that no one puts more pressure on him than himself. No one else could possibly pressure him more than the pressure that he puts onto himself. It's been really cool for him to see everyone embrace what's coming at them this year, but he didn't say, I need to go after one of the worst seasons statistically in Saguaro history. He said, let's go, do it again, and let's get back to that state championship caliber team that we expect ourselves to be.
And it was an offseason where he lost his athletic director. Matt Harris went down to Queen Creek, and they lost their district AD. So in terms of support, naturally, he didn't have two of the most pivotal people that you want as a head football coach at the high school level. Those positions were vacant for a little bit. Yes, they did get filled with people that I've never met them, but I'm assuming they have his back, right, and support him and what he wants to accomplish there at Saguaro. But the showings that they've had in the first 4 weeks here, it is a continued uprise.
So it all comes back to loving each other, having that common goal, that brotherhood that's going to bring Saguaro, I don't even want to say back on the map. Last year they were still on the map. They come into this year expected to be on the map. It's more so getting them back to that state championship contention. First down for the champions on the 37. More mustard on the turf after a great run inside. Mystery player turns the legs and brings inside the 15.
Hey, mystery player, that's a couple carries now here late in the fourth quarter where he looks great, man. He is fighting through would-be tackles, getting north. And fortunately, it's going to come back for a pre-snap penalty. But 23 for Chavez, looking good.
And again, this is something where you need that depth. When you're in 6A, it doesn't matter for Chavez. If you think you're going into that playing game, if you will, you're going to that first-round game, you're trying to get back to that postseason. In order to, one, get there, two, be successful there, is you have to have guys get there. You talk to some of the big powerhouses in Arizona, Chandler, Liberty, so on and so forth. They talk about keeping those running backs healthy.
Yes.
Keeping those running backs in the ballgame and trying to make sure that you have that. If it's not number one guy, it's number two guy at the very least, moving you forward.
Yeah, that's one of the most important depth positions, right? Because you need to be balanced. And I think when you do look at the Liberties of the world and the Highlands of the world and some of these teams that have been there, they always have 3 or 4 running backs, right? And so getting some guys some game experience here on both sides is key.
Under a minute to play here in Levine, Arizona from Cesar Chavez High School. Down the middle, mystery player gets wrapped up and gets swung backwards. That's Jackson Fleming, the senior linebacker.
And once again, Saguaro, their goals and their keys of the game coming out here, they executed to perfection. This is a great showing from the SaberCats. That defensive line, I think, is going to win them football games this year, Devin. When you looked at that schedule, they have some juggernauts coming up that have very good offensive line play. But I think the tenacity of this defensive line, if that group stays healthy, they're going to win some games for the SaberCats this year.
Hustling to the line here, only 3 seconds. They get this ball off, and it doesn't look like they're going to. That will do it here from Levine, Arizona. The Saguaro SaberCats even up their record at 2-2. It's a 45-7 ball game here for the Saguaro SaberCats. Now, obviously, we talked a lot about Saguaro. I think they came in this game expecting that kind of excellence. For Cesar Chavez, though, again, bright spots defensively, offensively. What did you see out of the champions that they can say, hey, we were 7-3 last year. We flipped the schedule. The year before, they went 3-7 with the exact same schedule. They went to the playoffs last year. What tells you this is a playoff contending team in 2025?
I think when you look at the Chavez team, I think it's got to be the youth, right? There's a lot of 2028 kids, that's the current sophomore class, that are getting a lot of run here. So even if it doesn't happen this year, now you just wanted one of those top 20 seeds to make it an opportunity when you have a tough schedule like that. We have seen a 3-7 gets you in. Okay, so that all you're asking for is a chance. At the same time, when you look ahead here, and Chandler Hovick told me that he wants this to be his final destination. That's how much he loves Chavez High School. Those 28s getting a lot of PT, and heck, a lot of them still fighting for their teammates and playing hard. That's a lot of promise if you're a Chavez football fan.
Saguaro, you're expected to go out and win. Centennial last year was the 13th seed and won the 6A state championship game. It doesn't matter where Saguaro gets seeded in the postseason. They're a threat. What about this team says that they can go out and win a 6A title?
I think the balance that they can have offensively, I think they showed, hey, we can run the rock at will because we have a powerful offensive line, and we could do it with 2 or 3 running backs, and then a really, really good play by Marcel Jones where, one, no turnovers today. I know that was kind of an issue the first 3 games of their season, and 2, the balance of, hey, we're going to work some RPO scheme, we're going to work middle of the field, we're going to get our balls to the athletes in space. But Marcel Jones is going to do what he does best, too, and that's tuck the ball and run. When something is not there in the secondary, he is a threat to house it at any time like he showed there in the second half.
We'll head down to Lexi Lambert here soon to show our belt presentation, but very quickly and put you on the spot here, Cody. They are undefeated against everyone else on their schedule. Where are the odds that Saguaro can win out?
That's tough because the 6A grind, right, you have to stay healthy at almost every position, especially up front, for to do so. They play some very, very talented teams. Later, a Brophy, a Williamsfield, and O'Connor team that's got a couple Division I offensive tackles. We will see down the road.
All right, head coach Darius Kelly's downstairs. Next to Lexi Lambert.
Yes, we are down here with Coach Kelly from Saguaro. Big win, Coach. Yeah. What stood out to you most this game?
Our execution in the second half. I mean, I think we were firing all cylinders. Our guys were just making the plays when it was time to make them, and execution was the difference. I think that's been the difference in our season, coming out second half, and just execution. And the guys, they did what they had to do.
And we're finishing up week 4, still early. What are you looking forward to into the season?
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting 3-2. That's what we're looking forward to. We got a good one, another good one on the road next week against Highland. So we got to go right back to work. You know, we had a short week this week. We got a chance to rest tomorrow. So we'll be back at it tomorrow, watching them play. I'm sure they're here tonight, so we'll go watch them tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Back up to you, Devin.
Thank you, Lexi. Back up here in the Santan 4 broadcast booth. It's time for our Whataburger play of the game. What a burger, what a play. It's Marcel Jones, the Sacramento State commit. 55 yards, juking left and right. Finds the sideline, and nobody is going to stop the senior 6'1", 205 superstar athlete. Saguaro is known for producing those massive QBs. Marcel Jones, next on that list. Congratulations, Marcel. Our what a play, what a burger play of the game. Now let's take it back downstairs. Lexi Lambert has our belt presentation with our Fiesta Sports Foundation Yellow Jackets.
Yes, it's time to present the belt. Brett, what do you have to say?
So every week, gentlemen, we got a player of the game. I think this one was pretty obvious. Number 9, Nico, 4 tutties. Let's go, baby.
Congratulations, you had an amazing game, 4 touchdowns, so many rushing yards. How are you feeling? What's going through your mind?
Hey, I'm just feeling great. Glad we came out with the win today. And, you know, be Chavez.
What have you been training for to get to and have all these yards?
You know, we've just been working out as a team all season long. Been grinding, putting in the work nobody knows, and just been balling.
Perfect. Show off your belt to your team. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Congratulations, Nick Procopio, your belt winner here, the first offensive player to do so in our Fiesta Bowl High School football showdown on CW7 Arizona. We'll step aside. Post-game show is coming up next year. Saguaro celebrating a massive 45-7 win here in Levine, Arizona against Cesar Chavez. A huge thank you to everyone making this possible at Floodstream, Sports 360 AZ, and CW7 Arizona. I'll say goodnight. Saguaro wins 45-7 over Cesar Chavez.
45-7, the final score. The Saguaro SaberCats 45, Cesar Chavez champions 7. Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. Welcome on in to the post-game show. Jordan Spurgeon alongside the analyst for tonight's game, Cody Cameron. So you had the bird's eye view of this game as we get ready to roll in the highlights. But we know who stole the show today, our belt winner, Mr. Nico Procopio.
That was the Saguaro show big time. I think they scored touchdowns on their first 3 drives of the football game. They moved the ball at will. And we're going to get to some highlights here, Spurge. But the offensive line play for Saguaro in this first half, dominating as Procopio had a hat trick within the first 18 minutes of this football game.
And Cesar Chavez never quit early on, trying to get the offense rolling. Antoine Talton, big gain there after the catch. Ultimately, their drive stalled out. And like you said, the offensive line, the big boys getting it done in close yardage situations. And Nico Procopio tapping it in for 3 tutties in the first half. Remarkable.
And he finished with 4. And I really think there in that second half, as here was the bright spot for Chavez in a situation where it seemed like they had to score late in that first half. A nice screen pass on the backside. But Saguaro offensively, they did whatever they wanted. We saw a little bit more of balance in that second half. We get senior quarterback here, Marcel Jones, putting on as receiver. Jordan, Marcel Jones looked calm.
Big touchdown there, going to break after these highlights. Marcel Jones, big time throw to the back of the end zone, getting the job done there. That was Kenzo Westbrook, the freshman, with a big time catch. And then this run by Mr. Marcel Jones, breaking tackles, whoop! Getting it done, turning upfield, turning on the afterburners. 55-yard touchdown, Cody. And that put the final stamp in this game.
I think when you looked at Marcel Jones's performance in this football game, and then Procopio was getting the belt there. I thought it was one of their best games all season long.
We'll have more from this game and others on the CW7 schedule and around Arizona after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you next. Post-game coverage continues. Tonight's game was brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education. Welcome on in. Final score, 45-7, Saguaro beating Cesar Chavez in this one. But, Cody, we've got some great games, not only that happened tonight, but they're going to happen around the valley and around the state tomorrow night as we take a look ahead at some of the games. Desert Edge at ALA Gilbert North, a big-time 5A matchup, one that a lot of people are going to be out at. Then you get Canyon del Oro at Marana, one of the biggest Tucson matchups so far in this season. And then we were talking about this one off camera. Big-time 3A matchup, Chrismon at Valley Christian. Lots of implications. We're going to see Valley Christian next week, but this is going to be a good sneak peek.
When you look at that 5A matchup right there, that Desert Edge at ALA Gilbert, you could be talking about the 1 and 2 seeds in 5A. And Absolutely. Then you have that matchup down in Tucson with those two programs. But I love that you mentioned 3A, and we talked a little about this in that first half of there. When the 3A, to me, is so loaded, and there's about 10 to 12 teams that can win it all in 3A football. Chrisman and Valley Christian, we get Valley Christian next week when they play Ben Franklin. Can we get Devin Henry?
Devin bringing the goodies.
Devin Henry bringing the goodies. And
we're bringing the goodies.
We're going to have Devin Henry a lot on this broadcasting schedule.
We got the team.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Thank you so much. And Devin crushed play-by-play. This schedule right here I love because you have so many unique games. You talked about Maryville. So we get to see Sunny Slopes. Sunny Slopes a tremendous 5A team. Queen Creek at ALA Queen Creek. That's one of the best rivalry games in the entire state. It is a loaded schedule.
We're excited for all that. That's going to wrap it up from here following tonight's game. As we wrap things up here following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7 only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. That's coming up next on CW Arizona. We will see you next week for the high school football showdown.